Hey!
You like you on that toilet all night.
What were you talking about there?
Just...
We're live, mate, we're live.
We're on here, Kev.
Sorry, Simon.
4 weeks without your hole, it's fit effect.
What's that guess, boys?
Second best hair transplant on the show.
He's not had one.
It's a transplant, mate.
No, never.
Charlie Mulgrew. How are you, big man?
Salmon, lads. Good to be on.
I think he's going to go different mode. He's going radio mode and TV mode, innit? To try and sell himself for a job.
Hey, yes, he's going BBC, isn't he? All political.
What's the deal? But is it? Are you?
Posh accent.
Have you chucked it, mate? Playing? Are you still want to play?
No, I've not made my mind up yet. I'm about 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, I left United, so I'm just taking my time to make my mind up.
Still training that, aren't you though?
Still training, still keeping fit, aye.
You took footage, didn't you, for a 1-on-1?
Have you been doing that other training, aren't you? The Rocks, is it?
A wee bit of CrossFit, aye.
CrossFit training,
Metafit,
aye.
aye.
That's brutal.
Have you thinking about doing that?
Why?
Aye.
Don't know. I just think it looks like decent, no?
I don't know what that is. What is it?
Proper.
Talk us through the...
Proper good buzz after it. Weights, just weights and cardio mixed in. So
Oh, it's like Peacocks, isn't it? He's not
Aye.
the Peacocks, yeah.
Aye. It's good.
There's a full-time contract open go if he wants it, isn't there?
Always on the table, mate.
It's a set, a
Can't
host.
pay him enough for me.
A host role, isn't there?
He'll be coming up soon.
This wee guy here.
What was I going to say? Do you know who you look like? I've got the hair down to a T now. Heather Faye EastEnders.
The big woman? The big fat woman?
A guy stopped me in the street the other day and says, I'm not being funny, but you look like a retired skateboarder now. I was like, fucking brilliant, mate, cheers.
Nah, mate, what he did here? Somebody, Derek Ferguson was saying they're going too much for you, but on the radio.
Who's coming
They're
for you,
taking
mate?
they're taking it too far.
You'll take
I don't know.
bodies.
But I don't think you would deal with that, mate, would you? You wouldn't take that fame.
I couldn't care. But I don't know, I genuinely no idea.
That was a
I don't
cute
listen to it.
That was a Cuban show. It was another revelation. The Slanes go for a breakfast in Wetherspoons every morning now.
I get
Every
pelted,
morning?
I get
His
pelted.
dad eats the gammon and then takes the pineapple ring in the toilet.
We actually do. We go every morning, we go at 9.
Jeez, aye.
Aye, mate, my dad's getting pelted so now if everybody. Somebody sent you a picture of him,
Somebody sent me
didn't
a picture at the weekend. Had his bag on in the pub.
Before
Sits
we went
with a
out.
bag on in the pub.
he? Be nothing in it. He said he wants his human rights back. Folk means he'd want my human rights back. People are terrorising us. But he said, do you know what I think his bag's for? Glasses. I think he's
Steals glasses?
nicking pubs' glasses for
The
us.
tumblers.
Because they are pigeons, isn't they?
Well, what I was going to ask though is, we asked on the Cuban show, because I think it's quite a good one, that Tonali went to Wetherspoons, didn't it? Have you ever had any like mad foreigners that went to places that you think, what the fuck are you going there for?
Wow, what a question.
Get on that.
That's a great question.
Does your dad play the puggy? Well, I think, does he play the puggy in Wetherspoons for his breakfast?
Aye, batters it. We always get a full fry. Every man is full fry. Even the man.
Maybe that's why he's got a rucksack in case he wins a jackpot at the puggy.
Just leaves it back in the league.
It's
Goes full of £2 coin.
It's not that bizarre, but Alfredo Morelos used to go to Sanctuary every Saturday, didn't he?
I heard that.
Everybody says
randoms
that. I met somebody in a sauna yesterday, Bishop Bridget said that to me.
Like, every Saturday he would be in Sanctuary.
Who, why? Just himself?
I think he was quite close with the guy that runs it, and I think he just used to go out with him every Saturday night.
That's fine though.
What about you? Any
Weird,
Celtic
no,
boys
just
you played
English,
with?
mate.
Any Celtic boys, Charlie, anything you played with? You as
I can't
well?
think, mate. I just try to think now. Nah, nothing that I can think of. If it comes to my mind, I'll say it. I can't mind.
You, Kev, nah?
I was thinking maybe they're taking him out the Queen Vic Calvary on a Sunday at Sunderland, but nah.
Always used to wonder if some of them went, Effie Ambrose and all that after training. They were never seen again until the next day in there, and nobody ever seen them anywhere. I was with following them one day, just say where he was going after training. One day, Effie Ambrose, remember when I can't remember what game we won, but he was ended up being in the queue at Bamboo with Celtic trachea on. He tried to get in Bamboo with Celtic trachea on, swear to God. He took his agent right after the game. It's after a big game. Right?
His agent went with
His
him?
agent went with him, took him.
Mate, my favourite thing about Bamboo is you, and I'll never forget that night you in there with a gorilla suit on.
That's right, Christmas do, Wolves Christmas do that was.
No, it was us 21s, was it not?
Well, I wore it then at the Wolves Christmas do again, aye.
Got a couple of hours with it. Did you ever go to Bamboo? What a place that was.
Aye.
Sweaty,
Was that
you'd have
Thursday
been
night?
sweating in there,
Sunday
mate.
was good on a Sunday, wasn't
Wednesday night.
Lynn used to work in
Wednesday it was.
Sunday as well.
it? Any pet peeves for us this week?
Charlie, we've not asked Charlie.
Aye.
Pet peeves.
Life's pet peeves, and it really.
Here's an example of
Pet peeves, now, I've had one this week, asking somebody to phone me and then being too shitebag to phone me back and getting somebody else to phone me back.
Oh,
Just man up and phone me.
I
You
hate
look like a man.
To be fair, I hate that.
Just-
Phone calls
could
hard.
You text, wouldn't you?
That's a text.
Just hi, could you give me a wee call, or if you're free, could you call me? And then passes the buck to somebody else, who passed the buck to somebody else, then they phone me. and he obviously got it stinking. I just don't. Just man up and just answer the phone.
Mine's my big one's lorries overtaking on the motorway, and it fucking does man up. Man.
Nah.
You got anything?
What was your cyclist one again? That was brilliant.
Cyclist?
The one that
Mine's just cycling in general.
Aye, cycling.
Cycling in
No,
general.
grown men that use the traffic lights to cross the road fucking bugs me.
Or you ever seen the people at the traffic lights that go round the corner and they use the other traffic light coming for that way and they stop, they go round the corner and they stop? You must have seen that before. So the traffic, they're coming this road here, right? Coming round this.
Is this a driver or a walker?
A driver.
Right.
So they're coming round the corner to go left.
Aye,
but
I
as
know
they
what
come round, cause this a wee bit away from the hangway, they stop at that one and all, but it's for them.
That happens.
And you're sat
coming down-
behind them going like that. No.
That happens coming down High Street with the hospital. There's a red light for turning right, and everybody stops.
The filter lights.
You see with that bit of the road.
Aye.
I
Lost
get that
that
one. Aye.
I need to ask you about your coaching at the weekend. How did you all get on? You'd take Lindsay, obviously.
Beat 4-1 for Rossville. Bye.
Tough.
But it was going on.
Was the instruction wrong, or was it players that
We
now that you're surely you went back and reflected, look back on
I
what you
went
done
back,
better.
aye, it was something I could have done better, aye.
Just
Always
always
something you
yourself
can do
running
better.
after it naked.
Of course, aye. 14-1 they beat us last time, so
Oh, that's a
it
better
was
result.
progression. 3 goals came for corners against. They're getting used to the big
You
goals,
worked
they're
on-
getting
you
used to
know,
the
I've never
big.
seen you
How
working
they-
on
how
corners. eh?
Never once, sorry I did, I worked on it once, corners, but that's not enough. You need to do
How are they
better.
finding the
What age group?
steps to 11s?
Under
Under
eights,
11s.
under eights.
How are they finding the big pitch?
No, I just went to 11s. I just went to 11s.
How are they finding the
Big
big
jump
pitch?
back, innit?
Struggling a wee bit, but not bad actually.
Good.
Right through the summer, one of the coaches took them for like, fitness every Sunday, ran them like anything, like on a big pitch. So they're all looking quite fit, but Rossville are just
For 11-year-olds?
11-year-olds.
No ball.
Is that what you're doing, Charlie? Aye.
Aye.
Ain't they doing that in Spain?
No, I don't think
That's
so.
not good enough.
So you're only hearing a snippet of what I'm doing, right? If you want to go into it,
He's a full
the
week.
ins
He's
and
a full
outs,
week.
right?
He's a full week.
We train a Tuesday, we train a Friday, then we play a Saturday.
And is there certain subjects you always cover on a Tuesday, Thursday?
So Tuesday we done in possession, Friday we done out of possession, and then we play on Saturday.
You did video before training as well, didn't you?
No, no video, no.
No video on that. We're not going to get the cam set up. Rossville have got that, innit?
We've had a camera a couple of times. Rossville have got that
View.
video.
Aye.
We're trying. I think we're getting it
Under
now.
13s, mate.
I think we're getting
What do you
it.
think on
You
that?
couldn't get it at
That's right,
fucking Broomhill last year and they've
What
got
do
it
you
under
think of
50.
that at that age? What do you think of that at that age?
Good, mate.
It's the only thing is how do you present
Definitely.
it to 11-year-old boys when you've nowhere to.
Aye.
Aye,
It's getting them on a laptop at training. They're all scanning each other and all that. You're like, oh, I mean, you just.
What about you, Kev? How'd you get on?
We won the second team that got promoted to advance, get beat by on the ball, big, what do you call
Big
them?
Ryan,
Aye,
yeah,
they're
Great setup, then.
6'4".
They're the new repair mate, they're robots.
Aye, they're decent. 6'4". That was a couple of own goals, couple of penalties, disaster. So we've got over that. Saturday played Riverside. Won quite comfortably, although the score was 7-4, I think it was, but disappointed with the performance. Maybe being a wee bit too critical. They are fucking 9. But obviously your boy ditching the team didn't help us. And
Both of my boys have ditched their 2 comes, mate. Both
wrong
of you.
with the pitch as well, innit?
Kids ditched him, Frankie's ditched him.
he's better for it. But no, obviously we've got a couple of new boys in, so just try to find my feet. But first game of the season, all good. Then watch Harry's game. So Harry's in the same league as Charlie.
That's right.
Aye.
Because you used to know
That
the
was
ding
very
dong.
feisty. So
Was it feisty?
Oh, they played Central
In the cup.
2-1.
In the cup.
Oh, aye.
Was it naughty, Kev? Was it?
Naughty, very naughty.
coaches arguing?
Two coaches embarrassing themselves. Went to fight after the game in front of all kids. I don't think that's
You'd never do that, would you?
I would
do that,
never do that. Never. My assistant might, but I never.
My head was like, I'm usually all right on the side. Well, I was all right, but I was standing there silent for about 25 minutes. The ref, like, genuinely had to be favouring other team. Like, had to do something against me. Spoke to him before the game, chatting away.
Wasn't it?
Honestly, man,
Liam Fox.
couldn't get any more decisions wrong for us and go, oh, there's spot. They deserve free kicks, but he gave them. But we deserve play advantage. The ball's gone backwards. We have a player 40 yards to go. He's back to goal. Fucking unbelievable. Didn't say anything to him, but
Did you see, remember the old guy? That day up it? That was funny, mate, wasn't it?
I'm having a laugh at it. I didn't go and speak to him. I was going to go to him after and say, ref, come on, but fuck,
Not going to
Do
get
you-
into that.
Tell you one of my coach experiences last year. I don't know if I think I told you, we played still in Albion in the Cup under 20s, and it was the quarter-finals. You know this story, don't you? We played at Indoor Hall at Tory Glen. So we've absolutely battered them the first 70 minutes or something, and they've scored with like 15 minutes to go. I'm going to go to the Cup. It's probably our last chance at this point for silverware. And still battering them. End up having a shot to go against the ball. Goes to kick it out of the pitch, hits the roof, right? Hits the roof, lands in the halfway line. Ref goes and walks the ball. Goalie's got to take it again. Walks, takes him 30 seconds to walk to the referee, the goalie to give him the ball. The goalie just does the same again, hits it off the roof again.
Is this your
Ref
goalie?
grabs the ball, aye. So their bench is pissing themselves laughing. And the gaffer's like, keep doing it.
Oh my
So
God.
5 times, I've went like 5 times. 5 times the goalie's just hit the ball off the roof, and not once is the ref like gave a free kick or says no, you can't do that. Needless to say, we've scored a winner in the last minute, mate. It is the greatest feeling I've had in football, mate. I swear to God.
Mate, there's the same though, because see his team at Lindsay, they play in a pitch, but there's a net on the top. See the amount of times that the ball hits the fucking net.
No, what it is, it's a wire.
A wire, that's it.
A wire.
See, because it's got a curtain.
Aye.
They separate for the
Did he
school.
get a free kick?
The wire, the refs just panic. Sometimes some of them, all the older guys don't even know where it's hit, and they're just pure confused. Think the ball's burst or something. We have to talk them through it. They're like,
Is that the one at the school?
one at school, there's a
I
wire.
remember that last year.
One time the ball came in for a cross, the keeper's went like that to grab it, it's hit the wire and he's going, the refs gave a goal. And we're like, it's a goal to us, and we're like, ref, come on, that's hit a wire. They show him the wire, couldn't they see it? It's like a proper.
It's hard to,
Aye.
you need to stare at it to see it, wouldn't you?
Did you see Gary Neville and
Roy Keane calling Ange arrogant. Fucking idiots, mate.
Roy Keane was at half time saying how
Bloody
arrogant our
idiots.
spots.
Honestly,
See it?
That's
watched
him
the
being
second
better.
half, cheered the goals, like
So did I,
buzzing
mate.
for
I'm a
them.
Spurs fan now.
Aye.
I was a Man U fan.
I'm
but
convinced that Gary Neville hates possession-based football, but like any type of possession-based football, he
you
despises.
agree?
He just wants Fergie's 4-4-2.
I know, mate, I know.
In the box for the halfway line.
He does.
Honestly.
Going up front doing overs. That's what he
Mate,
wants.
I got the feeling they didn't want him to do well.
Aye, because he's
definitely.
Keane for Scotland.
That's how I heard it.
Did you agree?
Keane's saying it's arrogant to bring your fullbacks in the pitch.
I don't, mate.
What the fuck are you
Pep done it
talking
all last year. Although not all, but for a good part of last year, Pep's done it. Other managers have done it. So why was it not arrogant
Somebody
then?
tried to accuse him of copying Pep or something as well. Can't remember who it was. But is that no coaching management? You take things off people
Aye,
and you make them your own.
managers do.
That's what you do.
Aye.
Pep openly says he copied Cruyff. Of
course.
Ange actually
That's what
told
he
us,
did.
Ange told us that Pep took it for him. The fullback's coming in.
He might have.
No actual Pep, but he said he started, didn't he?
They never told me that. Never told me that. I think that was meant to be a private conversation, but that's good of you to tell everyone.
How was Boca? at the weekend?
Ex-Celts kid says Ange copied Pep.
No, Pep copied
Copied
Ange.
Ange, oh.
How was Boca?
Paper this week.
Pep copied Ange.
Oh, no, that's a shocker. Pep, best manager ever. Pep copied Ange.
He said it, me man.
No, he didn't say Pep's name. What he said was he went, I've seen a lot of managers doing it now, including Pep's doing it now, but I started this.
Oh, so you never said that Pep got, so you're making it up?
I almost did say it without saying his
Putting
name.
words in his mouth.
Right, do you know, it's just amazing seeing the big man win it down there.
Depresses you, doesn't it? When
I tell you
watch
what,
it?
What did you think of the game, but?
Like,
I thought Man U were really good first half.
Press first half is good, mate.
I don't think there was much in the game. Like they were talking like
Early
Spurs
place,
were
weren't they?
brilliant and all that. But they
Second
were
half
good.
was
Spurs
but-
were good second half.
Aye, they were good. But
Yves
it was
Bissouma,
tight.
mate. Yves
Oh my
Bissouma
God,
was a joke.
Aye,
I tweeted
unreal.
him, how the fuck's Harry Winks ever played the head? Mate, Harry Winks was playing head.
Last year, I know,
Oh, he's
Conte's just binned Bissouma last year, didn't he?
Unreal until a double step over down the right wing. You see it? They told you straight to the left back.
I know. What about the left back as well, 19-year-old?
Aye,
good,
Italian
isn't
boy.
He's very,
Brilliant.
very good.
But man, you should
But see this myth, thought Ten Hag could play it from the back.
Mate, they
They'll just stand in their position.
there isn't he? He's not done it. It looks, see, watching it at times, it looked like Ten Hag had just come into Man U. Didn't it?
I tell you what, I will say, the way Ange plays, it's no suiting Son, is it? So I think Son, a couple of games, looked a bit...
They were
I
struggling.
think he'll end up playing up front, but I think Son will play striker.
See the
I think
first half?
Richarlison will get binned.
Mate, the first off, they were all over the place at times, trying to play it.
Man U nicked it for high quite a lot,
I think
didn't
it was more them being nervous rather than the actual tactics of what he was asking.
It was some game to watch, though. It was brilliant.
brilliant.
Second half, Tottenham were really, really good.
See, all
I think see the fullbacks coming in. Like I think Neville did make a decent point, as in when they come inside. Do you want your fullback getting on it in the half turn there when he's probably playing his fullback because he's not a midfielder that can get in the half turn in there? So I think it's knowing when to come in.
Yeah.
And he's obviously still early days for Ange, but
See when that was
It's when
happening at Celtic and the wingers came in, Charlie, just a straight pass to the wide player.
Aye, the wide
Wasn't
backs
it?
were beaten off.
Spurs never seem to really...
That's what I mean. So I don't know if they know when or. But then at the same time, Ben Davies comes in. Neville never mentioned that.
Yeah.
And he goes and scores a goal.
That's brilliant.
He comes inside and he gets a goal for it.
Yeah.
But on the
Neville doesn't
Celtic,
fucking mention it then.
They didn't do that. Like, we didn't notice the fullbacks coming in until later in the season, middle part of the season, at the beginning. So maybe this is Tottenham just adapting to what's happening, and then maybe 6-7 games in, you'll be like, all right, okay, they all get it. But Tottenham could be. They get a couple of players in. They could be. Chelsea look terrible. Man U don't look great. Man City, they're going to obviously run away with it, but
Oh, they're a joke.
We'll put this English bit, we'll edit it and put it at the back.
At the end, okay, Paul.
He's
Long gone are the River Island jumpers, What about his wee Paul yesterday?
Who's?
Ange.
He's doing well, isn't it?
Alright, isn't it? I think he's found a couple.
Dorothy Perkins now, isn't it?
Aye, I think so, but he's not
What
bad.
if you could get an interview with him down there? You go and remember
Mate, can you just let him live now, man? You've had 6 interviews, you don't need to go to
What would you ask him now that you've not already asked him?
Remember what I said to him last year?
How's the season going, big man?
How's the season going, big man? He was going for the cup final.
For the treble. How's your season been, big man?
Might he let you stay with him?
No, he's not like that, you know.
No, he's not that. So what's that? Are you going to play again or what?
I don't know. It's a big decision, obviously, so I don't want to jump in and make it. Keep myself fit, ready if I decide I want to keep going, but just not sure, so I don't know.
Could you do
I don't want to go somewhere half-hearted. I said that wherever I've went. When I signed for Dundee United, I was 100% behind it. The manager sat and asked me, listen, are you up for this? I was 35-year-old. I says, if I sign, I'm not going to come here half-hearted. Because I don't enjoy it that way. Just don't enjoy it. So I'm not want to jump into it unless I'm 100% behind it and ready to play. And hopefully in the next week or so I'll know that.
Because that was annoying me that you got a bit of stick at the end of the season for a United fan. People didn't realise he sits and watches training after training, mate.
Mm-hmm. Aye, but listen, all you can do, that's football though, innit?
I know.
36, 37-year-old, I know how it works. I know that if one thing gets said, Dundee's a small place, things get said, things happen, you get a few bad results, the most experienced player gets it. I'm sure they've got their reasons for it, it is what it is, but I know every day I can sleep at night knowing that I went in there every day to make that place better and progress that club. And any manager I worked under, we had some difficult conversations, awkward conversation with players and meetings, but we finished fourth the first year, and what went on behind the scenes to get us to finish fourth was a lot of difficult conversations. After we get beat for Aberdeen, hit by Todd in the first game of the season, I spoke to the manager on the phone, we had a good chat, then we had a meeting on the Monday, and we told a few truths. We had a go at each other. The players ourselves, we spoke about things, and we went on and we finished fourth that year. Listen, did we play great football? We were brilliant? No, but we got results. The following year, it wasn't to be, it didn't work. But I know in the knowledge that I was in there every day trying to make it better. And last year was difficult for everybody. It was, if you tapped the bottom, it just wasn't good enough.
Well, you think you should play again?
I was just wondering, could there be a role sort of playing and coaching? Is it hard to? It's hard to find it. Well, look at Reece McCabe though, isn't it?
He's flying.
He's doing brilliant, that boy.
Aye, boy. Somebody else is doing that as well, aren't they? Can't remember who.
You love the coaching though, don't you?
I do, aye. And now when I think about football, before when you were younger and we all played football, you used to sit and you'd visualise yourself playing and doing things. For a few years now, a lot of the time I've been thinking, obviously you're still thinking about playing in that, but the majority's been on coaching and especially at this point I'm at now. So I don't know if I want to do baseline. I don't know. I mean, it depends what option came up for me in that. I've not been offered that anywhere. So I could ideally 100% of one, 100% the other, because sometimes if you're doing both, you're fit and you've got half a fit there and half a fit there, and it's not quite you're not quite doing one or the other. So we'll see what happens.
We'd like to see you play again, but ultimately a decision like that's got to come for yourself, innit?
Well, Andy, people say you play as long as you can, right? Play as long as you can. You speak to ex-players, you get as much. I speak to MD, listen to me. I'll speak to MD and I tell them and take their advice. Players will say play as long as you can. Aye, but if your body feels good, play. Aye, that's fair enough. But that's you. Where's my mind? I've got to put myself in somebody's changing room in the Championship in the middle of November and a winter's day and say, right, am I fully behind this? Have I got that manager? Am I going to be ready to give everything for this team? If no, I don't want to do them. They're not going to get the Charlie Mulgrew who's 100% behind things or is no fully committed. And I wouldn't do that, so, and I need to be true to myself. And
Sometimes you can continue playing football for the sake of continue playing football.
Aye.
And the reality is you end up, not tarnishing a good career, but you end up having a bad spell that people will remember, because that's the most recent memory.
Yeah.
It can hit you like that, can
Aye,
it?
and
You done really well at Ayr, didn't you?
like, well, that's a prime example, because I went there
right.
and I thought I just needed to keep playing. Everybody says keep playing, but see, when I actually decided, I'm giving this up,
Yeah.
I fucking was far happier, because I could go and do what I wanted to do and needed to do and stuff. And
then where do you stop?
aye,
So what happens next year when somebody's, no, I keep playing as long as I can, when you're 45, we'll just keep playing the new.
Aye.
Where are you, do you know what I mean? Then you end up just fucking ripping arse at it. And
He's Kilbride for you, mate.
Davy Weir told me that he was playing another year at Rangers, and in the pre-season they played a pre-season game against an English team. I can't remember exactly who the English team was, and he said this 18-year-old kid was up against him and ran him ragged, and he went to go and see the manager straight after. He's like, nah, I'm done. And they just signed a new contract, or it was just about to get signed. He's like, nah, I'm done, I couldn't do another year.
And look at him.
So
He's
it's like-
done all right, isn't he?
Wow, he's
Aye,
flying, that guy.
He's at the best footballing team I've ever seen,
Oh,
ever.
get him in at Man United.
Brighton are a joke, mate.
They are incredible. Is it more, so you're saying it's more mentally rather than physically?
physically I feel fine, physically I feel good. Aye, mentally I need to see if I want to be there. If I'm, as I said, I'm not going to go anywhere, I'm not fully committed behind it, so.
Do you regret retiring, Kev, when you did? You said that now, do you think you made the right
I did. I think
So
I
what,
made
you
it.
33 or something?
33. Aye,
quite young,
I think just the way the options I had, and leaving Rangers to then go to Ayr and everyone else, I just thought, I'm not enjoying this. I don't enjoy the fact that I'm sitting at home all day and I've got to go to Ayr on a Tuesday night at 5 o'clock.
Aye, it's hard.
I just thought, I've not got the desire. Then on a Saturday, I didn't really care whether we won or lost. I was just, to me at that time, because it was a dark period in my life, I was just looking at the wage. Like, I've got a wage coming in. That was, instead of doing it for the love of the football. And I just, I regret not getting involved in football straight after finishing football. I regret that point of it, but I felt like I had to get away from it to come back to enjoy it. And whereas with Charlie, he's now looking at thinking coaching. If he can go straight in now, that's the advice I would give him. Being 42 years old, coaching like grassroots kids. If I could have been into a Celtic, a Hamilton, a Hearts, or a Rangers, whatever it is, and taught their under 9s, 10s at 33-year-old, well, where could I have been at 42?
Yeah.
So that's the advice I would give, instead of now I'm playing that catch-up game, whereas every 10 years I maybe know any football apart from talking about it for the last 5 years, and the game does move, the game does change, and tactics you're saying about watching stuff, I would never have thought about doing watching like stuff like that. And now when I watch highlights, I look at things and I think, like, okay, what, like, we're going to talk about Celtic in a minute, and their game, you look at the goal and think, like, how could they have done that better? How could his position have been better? Could he have covered in? When Maida went to the ball, could he have went? So you're starting to look at it from a coach's point of view, look at the kids on a Saturday, reflect. But if I could give Charlie advice, I wouldn't say play as long as you can. Go and do something that gives you a passion. So your football was always your passion, but if coaching's your thing, go and progress that and push on.
Join the lollipop man that you're doing.
I just following on for that, I think people that maybe not played the game don't realise what it takes to play football. Somebody said to me the other day, surely you get Mondays off. And I'm like, mate, every single thing you're eating, every single thing you're doing, do you know what I mean? Every single is like, right, will this benefit me for Saturday? Right, I'm going to do some weights a day or whatever, for example. Is this going to take it out of me for Saturday? Am I going to eat that? Is that going to be right for me? Am I eating at the right time? Everything. It's people don't realise, so it's like, you need to be sure.
Does part-time scare you? If you had to go to
You
part-time?
wouldn't go part-time, would you?
Not even considered it.
Beneath you that, innit?
What about Johnny Evans got a deal at Man U?
That's a job you want, mate.
Is
And your man Carson, innit?
Him or Scott Carson.
Scott Carson, mate, gave me his job any
He's still
day.
good, Johnny Evans, though, isn't he? I'm not
signed
going to
for
say
Man U?
he's not going to go and play every week for Man U, but
Nah, he's still good.
I am. I'm on board with that for Man U, to be
I would
honest.
have took him to
Because he
Celtic
goes and
for a
plays
year.
for the 23s, doesn't he?
Aye, and experienced player, innit? Get
Paul
him in.
McShane does as well, doesn't he? Good looking boy.
So
Mate, there's a
Tom
few.
Huddleston.
Oh,
No,
Huddleston, mate, that's right.
no, the boy that was Kelly, he's under 23s at Brighton.
Dicker, I don't know if he's still doing it.
Oh, aye.
But he was, aye.
He was player coach.
Oh, is he for the 23s? That's the
Playing
job
under
you're wanting,
23s
mate.
at Brighton. Pop.
Right, lads, are we going to go into it?
Let's go then. Take it away.
Celtic.
We've avoided it for a while.
I was just laying household right now with it.
Just me and Matt watched it fuming. Everything getting launched yesterday. That was a hard watch, that. And I get it, it's early for Rodgers and all that, but at times they're just sort of continually starting again, right back to centre half, across the back four, then back again. And I forgot Rodgers is really like that, isn't he? See the
Slow build up.
Aye, and that to me, if you're Kilmarnock, you're playing right into their horns, aren't you?
Aye.
But a massive shock.
See, I was going to ask you this, right? So, say if you're Rodgers, I know you've got a certain way that you want to play, right? But you've got a team that was so successful playing away last year. Do you change your kind of thoughts and principles and say, well, that worked?
Can you do that though? Keep doing
you
it.
have to.
Why can't you know?
You have to.
Keep doing it the mat.
But is there a big change in principles, would you say? The general principles are very similar, aren't they?
The shape's changed, didn't it? With the 4-2-3-1 kind of instead of the 4 with the Callum McGregor sitting on his. I think you get the best at McGregor now too.
No, he's not looked good.
Sitter himself.
Yep.
But by the way, Kilmarnock are outstanding, aren't they? And we'll keep.
What a start to the season they've had, man.
See when they.
Aye. It's so hard. Imagine playing against that. I mean,
3 clean sheets against Rangers,
you get a
Celtic.
back 5 sitting on their 18-yard line.
I know, but they done that last year. Celtic beat them 6-9.
9 goals he scored Celtic last year.
They've recruited well, Kilmarnock, though, haven't they?
Yeah,
Very
they've
well.
definitely
That
got
boy-
better.
the
No, I
boy-
get what you're
is it
saying.
Dees, Inverness?
Yeah.
Mails.
Mail.
Good player.
The big
Stuart
boy.
Finlay defends his box well, doesn't he?
2 white
Boy,
players are
isn't it?
good, didn't they? Kennedy and Armstrong.
And do you know what else that they're good at compared to last year? I've noticed is the boy Watkins can do the physical side, but he's also got the
Can run,
pace that
aye.
can run.
But even like saying it has changed because the fullbacks didn't come inside the pitch now, didn't it? And I think
They look lost a wee bit, didn't they?
I think so, mate.
Taylor,
I
they
think.
don't.
Sorry.
No, you go, mate.
I think something that goes under the radar as well. I was talking to Charlie about it before the show. Playing against that Celtic team last year, right? Celtic's always going to have more quality than Kelly's and anybody outside the league. But the thing I always said was they work so much harder than people give them credit for. So you say when you play against them, how many times is Abada, O'Reilly, all of them running behind and cause decoy runs for other people? I think looking at Celtic now, you talk about the tempo the team played it last year, it was so hard to deal with. See when the ball goes at the pitch, we spoke about how many times last year, throw in straight away, don't give the other team time to reset and make the game slow. Whereas I think yesterday, and the pitch does play a part because it is hard to get the tempo they want to play it. When the pitch is dry, it's sticky, you know Kelly are not going to water it. But see the amount of times where I just thought, last year, Celtic have got these guys running behind, they'll play it in behind, they'll stretch the game, they'll make it, they'll try and make Kelly a bit more disjointed where, see when it is that slower tempo and it is sort of waiting for space to open. Kelly are just so good at that, mate, so good. I said it, the Rangers game, the Hearts game, Celtic game's the exact same. They are more than happy to let your centre-halves have the ball. But see if you try and play through the middle of the pitch, they're just on you like that. So it needs somebody to just stretch the game and create that bit of space. And I just think yesterday, the only time Celtic really done it was a chance for O'Reilly in the first half. Any time somebody actually made a run in behind to a third man run, create space for themselves. Other than that, I thought Kelly deserved it. I think it's the same as it was a carbon copy of the Rangers game for me.
was.
What was it, one shot in the second half or something?
I think the alarming thing is that we're quite critical of Rangers and their signings and how they're performing. Brendan Rodgers came out yesterday and somebody asked the question, what is it you're needing? We're needing quality to come in.
But it's the same team they had last year.
I know, but
He actually says it's no.
He says
He says it's not the same team, it's a different team, but there's still a
He
lot
says
of
he's needing quality to come in, right? Well, what about these guys? He signed about, what, 6 or 7 players?
But Jota's
some of them-
Jota's a big miss because when we played them, he's the one, it was 0-0 one time at Celtic Park, and he was the one that was taking the ball, going inside, having shots, hitting the bar, running, getting a corner, playing. He can open things up. And that can, do you know what I mean? One of the players can get you 2, 3, you score a goal and then that could be 2 or 3-0, know what I mean? All you need is that one goal, and I think that's a big loss for Celtic.
Mate, it is a big miss, but how many times you seen last year that how good Celtic squad depth? If you've lost one player, the squad depth isn't automatically put on now. Do you know what I mean? You've still got a lot of quality there.
How does
So
Rodgers?
they need a couple of players. I think every team in the league needs a couple of players for the start of the season. But
Do you think that's why they went a bit more direct? Because of the pitch, because of the fact
Chasing
they
the
can-
game, mate.
I know, but I know. I don't want to be one to say like blame a football pitch, but obviously the tempo that Celtic popped the ball about. We've all played in a dry Arsenal park.
Is it bad, the pitch?
Aye, it doesn't. The ball doesn't zip. It's bobbly and stuff. But the same for both teams. You've got to adapt.
Yeah.
Can't you blame a part? But they're just. I think what Celtic's got away with these first 3-4 games is they put points on the board, and because their main rivals are being talked about more, so it's kind of going under the radar. But yesterday's probably highlighted that Celtic are nowhere near where they want to be.
So that team in the Champions League, it's an absolute doom.
Oh, that's what I mean. Well, the whole big thing with Rodgers coming in was they were going to spend big and make a proper go with the Champions League. That was the reason why he was coming back. Well, the signings that have come in now, some of them will be good, But that's not going to take you into the deep end of the Champions League. That's not going to get you challenged to try and get out the group. It's a poor performance. They're at the cup. It's something new for Celtic fans because it's not happened for a long time. But got to deal with it on a whole. When was the last time a team beat both old firms by the end of
They
August?
could go win the cup, couldn't they, Kelly?
Come out, definitely.
Dale's got a good record.
they're
in
out
cups,
next
didn't he,
round,
get to the final.
Next round.
Kelly?
Aye.
Kelly.
Oh,
Sorry, mate.
fancy Kelly now.
He's a betting against Hearts a lot, used to the
Aye.
Hearts are warming up nicely.
Do you know what?
aren't they?
When they come to Hearts, I'm going to apologise. We
But-
never backed him in Europe. I hadn't even watched.
I think that's more based on.
But we did speak about it last week as well when we said about Rangers. Is the fact of the matter is the two teams do need time. With new manager in Celtic's case, a lot of players coming in the door. You don't get time at the Old Firm. You don't. We know you don't, especially with results. But in terms of their actual top performances, it is going to take a while. But it's like he says, you need to still make sure at this club, where regardless of your performances, you still get results. So if you don't get the results, you're going to take criticism for
These
it.
players, do you think, suit Rodgers' style?
That's what I said about McGregor. I think I've seen Cal McGregor play well this year. Eh?
But it's even guys
Last year, every game, he was an absolute standout, wasn't he?
it's even like Maida and that. Bad is a bit different, but they give you that energy. And is that a Rodgers type player?
See, energy in Rodgers' team, you're needing more quality than energy because the way, I don't know, I just think that Celtic just look a wee bit disjointed now. And it's like Andy says, you need to still get results. This Old Firm game's coming up in 2 weeks' time, is it?
Aye, I tell you what.
Like, this could be the worst Old Firm game ever. Because the two teams are miles off it.
Two teams slinging shite.
Absolutely flinging shite at it.
we said last year, I know Celtic Rangers would be unbeaten, like they would batter
full
everybody
season,
this year, but a lot of things have changed, haven't they?
That's just great.
Is that where you think they need it? Is it a winger that they need? A Jota type?
Who's out there?
Do you think they still need a striker?
If Big goes
Kyogo's
back,
brilliant, don't get me wrong, but when you look back at that sort of Kyogo-Giacomakis period where
Big O,
Kyogo's
aye.
playing 70, Giacomakis coming on for 20 and scoring.
Is Big O injured or is he just no fancied?
No, he's injured.
He's injured, right.
Big man's injured.
a
I
bad
think Rodgers
difference.
needs to get his signings in. He needs to be given time to get his
Yeah.
signings in
Yeah.
and play his style.
When does the window finish?
I think the principles are a lot of the same, but I would guess, just by looking at it, as in they want to press high and they want to play football for the back. So but the wee tweaks and maybe playing with the 2 6s that can go, one can go up as an 8. He needs to get that certain player in. Matt Riley's been doing it, but is he that player? I don't know. I think only Rodgers will know whether
And what about the 10 position? It's only really Turnbull suited to playing that 10 now.
O'Reilly can do it, can't he? as
O'Reilly,
well?
a bit, aye. But aye.
Attack, he
He's injured, mate.
Injured again.
He's injured as well.
Carter Vickers is
The
injured.
fullback,
Carter Vickers is-
Taylor was one of Celtic's best players for me last year,
Doesn't
coming
he
in an inverted fullback. Just doesn't look the same player.
I don't really know what the fullbacks are
Like
doing,
that.
Si. I don't really see them either like bombing on and even going an overlap. And when I'm looking, I feel that even looking at Taylor, he seems a wee bit confused in what he's doing. I don't know. But just see, maybe that's going to take time though.
I think players like that, if they're setting away
Aye.
with somebody so clear on their principles like Ange, and it's changing a bit for them, then they need time to kind of
As a
adjust.
player, you've got it after 3 months. He's not Rodgers not been in for 3 months. How long is it going to take you to get out to play left back?
Yep.
And it's still an orthodox left back, so you have played that way for
Your whole life.
aye,
Is it a worry?
15 years.
Should Celtic fans be worried?
I'd be worried watching that, mate.
Because obviously I'm looking at it thinking that the Rangers crowd, the Celtic fans, the die-hard ones, they don't give you much time when things are struggling a wee bit, they don't give you. You'll soon hear the
I've just
noise.
spoke about their squad depth, but Carter Vickers is massive to them.
Massive,
He's massive
Starfield
to
as
them.
well, wasn't he?
Starfield,
They two,
definitely.
how good they two were together. What did you make of the two yesterday?
All right, huh?
Lager,
All right.
Rocky.
What Carter Vickers, what Starfield used to, I think, struggle with the ball at the feet. Sometimes he looked a wee bit edgy and there was maybe a wee chance there. But what he had in abundance was that desire to defend. Nobody ever got round him. He was always last ditch tackles here and everywhere. And I thought that's the kind of, along beside Carter Vickers, they two were for me. I think they've let him go too easy.
I didn't see the full game yesterday, but I seen the Aberdeen game, and I thought the boy in the Rocky in the second half against Aberdeen was really good, to be fair. Yesterday, for what I seen, I just thought they were alright. They weren't under much pressure with
Haksabanovic and the other boys at Yang or Wang.
Yang,
yeah.
When they two come on, it
Yang
looked like
looks
they had a
decent.
wee
He's
bit.
decent, Yang,
They looked like they had a wee bit
yeah.
something different. Could they have been on a wee bit earlier to give a bit of spark? Did he keep Abada when you call him made a on too wrong.
Ivanovic was good.
Ivanovic,
Aye,
a funny
but
one for
he's
me.
got the feet and the ability to create something, whereas
Aye.
with Maida sometimes it's just direct, get the ball, kick it past him, and to the fair to Abada, he's similar. He waits for the defender coming in, it's a wee few straight overs and then, but whereas Hispanovic for me, I think he likes to cut inside and use that ball, and then the boy, I just think maybe could have changed it a wee bit earlier, give him a spark, because it looked the first 45 minutes, Celtic looked void of ideas.
I'd like
So
to
why
see
not just
Maida
change it?
Keel going 10.
Made it up and Keel goes a 10.
I'd like to see that.
Hispanovic or something left.
Hispanovic, think you're pressed with they two, mate. It's your
Other
first
thing
two
to be
prisoners.
For
You're getting hounded.
Portuguese guy, Podence.
Who?
Podence.
Oh, Podence. Oof.
You're thinking about top
If that's
man,
true,
man.
man.
He's a player, mate, isn't he?
Aye.
He's a player.
See, because I was going to ask you, you have obviously watched more Celtic than I have, but I thought any time I've seen Haksabanovic play, he's looked good.
Aye.
But he never,
It just
seems
doesn't-
doesn't really fancy enough to
Yeah, enough
get
to
run of
get
games, does
He's
he?
after Bobby Andrew.
I think he's always better when he comes as a sub, doesn't he? See, when he comes up for 30
Impact
minutes, he
player.
kind of lights
I've
up
been
for
told
first
he's.
starter.
I've been told they don't want him.
Oh God,
That's a false info.
Celts player says Haksabanovic not fancy.
Tell your dad that
Putting
before.
more words in other people's mouths.
I'm not saying this.
The wee barmaid at Wetherspoons had
I've
been
been
held
told-
and passed on to George, and George was
You're
passed
having
to
seen sticking a sausage in the puggy machine with this one.
Trying to get a nudge, wasn't he?
Ran it in coin, stuck his sausage in. No, a food sausage.
I've been all I'm saying
Sticking
is,
the puggy.
all I've been told is.
Waiting for it to light up.
We were talking about that recruitment show back in the day, Daz. The Bobbies were huge, weren't they?
Derek Ferguson says that our Bobby's getting smaller.
Yeah.
I think that.
Yeah, aren't they?
I think it is a thing, mate.
My Daz was.
I think men in general were bigger.
Men?
They were men. We
men.
were wee guys, man.
Hair on that as well.
See when somebody goes out to my two boys like your dad, I'm like that.
Aye, that's
Is that a wee guy,
That's
man?
not a dad.
Wee button mushroom, man.
He's not a dad.
Not a dad.
I saw a couple of
It's a real
pictures.
dad.
I saw a couple of pictures of my dad in the 70s, and the full length of hair, full beard, everything. I can't fucking grow in.
Nah,
he can't.
no, I damn it.
takes his
I'm not-
pubes
I
and
should
sticks them
never
on
have
his-
been a dad.
My dad had a mullet.
Should never have been a dad, mate.
My dad had a mullet. Do you know what I mean? My dad had a full mullet, but see if a guy had a mullet now, you'd be like, what are you doing? Like, he was
pulling it off, aye.
The ginger mullet, What a guy George is.
A mullet Natash was just everyone back in the
Aye.
day, wasn't it? And then I thought our era was the mushroom haircut. Everyone
we all
knew
grown up.
it's-
How did your man dad
No
meet?
staple now.
Oh, how did my man dad meet? My dad get chased out of Castle Milk.
For your man?
For your man.
No, it came to
What was in the rucksack?
No, he get chased out of Castle Milk and then came down to Anderson and then they met.
Just stayed there.
And that was it. My mum was for Anderson and my dad and her met.
Where
I don't
for?
know how they met. I'll find it.
Get that story for
I'll
next
get
week.
that for Thursday, aye.
That'd be a good one. Right, round of applause for Hibs and Hearts.
Magnificent.
Carrying the Scottish game.
Brilliant.
Oh, now Bobby Anthony Josh's interview after that fight.
Didn't
My
see it.
back's sore. It's like David Brennan.
my God,
Carrying
see that?
My back's carrying the division.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
it's-
He needs to just give up. He needs
to chuck it, mate. He needs to go
chuck it.
part-time. He needs to be a part-time boxer, doesn't he?
I
Fight
just
Fury
EK
first and
boxing
get
club,
punched
innit?
out.
EK boxing club.
He's getting his head
He
punched
needs
off.
to go part-time EK boxing club, he says.
He needs the head punch clean
How
off
does he
him. I used to
touch
like him
him
and
many
now
times?
I
Had he
just...
seen punch straight off him about four times?
Proper punched
Aye, for
off.
Fury.
Wilder or
Proper.
Fury, just go and take the head.
No, proper
punch.
pink
Aye.
Why do
for 2 hours.
Aye.
Oh man, what a...
It was his interview after the Usyk fight as well last time, remember that?
Oh, mate. I'm heavy, man. That's what he says.
And then drinking that like Conor McGregor's pint of Irish stout and that.
Even him and on him.
He's an embarrassment as well.
What's he all about?
He's an
Aye, he
embarrassment, Conor McGregor.
What is wrong with these people?
He's a full-blown pain in the arse,
You watched
Uncle,
that in
innit?
company? Somebody sent him a
Aye, because genuinely sends everybody. That big True Geordie sent him a voice note caning him.
Did he?
Called him one of the worst, and I couldn't say the name he called him, but he sends everybody voice notes supposedly. So I don't know, you might get a wee
He
bit
put
of
4 on Twitter last night, didn't he? Voice notes.
singing.
Aye, he does, aye.
2-minute voice notes, 4
Saying
of them.
what?
Just talk about the UFC for the night before and all that, but he's not.
Say something bad about him, mate. Just so it's not only me.
Nah.
Is he not KT's pal, no?
Tierney's pal, aren't you? Any inside info on what's happening with your mate since you've got the
listen,
other gossip?
I don't want that because I feel that might get taken wrong. What I said about
You're a wee
Higgs
sweetie
Banovic.
wife, mate.
Oh,
You talking gossip and saying fat.
no, that's just. All I say there's a sit down Higgs Banovic. That's all I'm going to say.
Who sat? Him and Roger sat down?
Aye.
Mate. You
So
said
was
that,
that sitting down?
Interview.
Oh, brilliant. Right, Hearts and Hibs.
Brilliant.
Incredible.
What a night.
I didn't see the first leg, so it was hard to comment, but Hearts especially, I thought looked quite comfortable against Rosenborg. I know they scored in the
Second
last
leg?
minute, second leg,
Aye. comfortable. But I thought we were the better team, but I just thought I fancied us going into the second leg because they were a really good technical team, but you could tell they were young, they were quite naive out of possession. And I thought that any sort of physicality, I thought that we could get the better of them. But a big thing I thought going into the game was I thought we had to start well, and we started terrific. After 10 minutes, they probably had a couple of chances, went 1-0 up. And then obviously testing it coming back, Shank scores
Shankland
unbelievable
and boys, incredible.
Good eye.
How did they work that?
Every 90 feet is magic, isn't it? And it's just like they get it in, get good positions, then just lay off, let go. Like, see this idea, you can't play them two up top together? Of course you can.
What was it?
Clever footballers, really, the two of them really clever. And then obviously, if you look at Shanks' goal, he's running in behind and then just composes, like, dinks it over the keeper. What a finish.
Boyce has got that roll on tap in it.
Chop, mate.
It's so good to watch.
But I tell you what, it was some game. Like, it actually was a very, very good game. They've got a couple of... Did you watch a 16-year-old I told you about?
Mate, what a player.
He's a joke, mate. He's going to the top.
I love seeing that, Jews, no?
16-year-old man playing a game like that.
Harry Redknapp's voice when you say that. Remember he said that about Lampard?
I can't do accents at all. Kev's your man for the accent.
I can't do Harry.
Did you watch it?
Aye, brilliant. I was just, do you know what, I absolutely loved it, the atmosphere. And this is probably the time when Scottish teams, and I've been critical, and maybe I'm going to come to you, Charlie, but I've been critical of Scottish clubs at this sort of stage. They are getting knocked out at this stage, and it is hard because these teams, their season's going on through the summer. What about these games, Charlie, makes it so difficult for the Scottish clubs? I know they've won these two, but in previous years.
Just so early, innit? See, you know what it's like, you've got 5, 10, 15 games into a season, you're in your rhythm, you know what you're doing, you know what your manager's asking of you, you're feeling match fit, it takes you 3 or 4 or 5 games to get going, competitive games, and that's the biggest thing.
Would you change that when Scotland go through the summer then, to help us out more?
Do you still feel sluggish in the games then? Not sluggish, but like you're not at maximum fitness?
The margins are so fine,
and you're playing against
at
good
that
players
level that you're playing against good players that they're obviously well into it and their peak match fitness, whereas you're still just getting there, so it's difficult.
Cammy Devlin, I wouldn't even have celebrated that. I know he scored the winner, but fucking hell, man.
Took about 3 ricochets now again.
That's Cammy's comfortably his best game for Hearts.
Yeah, he's everywhere, wasn't he?
I thought, regardless of the goals, I thought he was very, very good.
Uh-huh.
But it was one of the performances I thought where I thought, 11 were really good. I just thought everyone on the day had a good game.
Oh, it gets even harder, saying you know a lot about them. PAOK.
Kev's a man, he loves his Greek football.
What is the players to look out for there?
I'm not too sure, but did they not win the game during the week 3-0?
Aye.
I did, mate.
Was they playing Hadjic split?
Hadjic split, aye.
That's who, well, it was 0-0 first leg. Right, I remember that, so... Listen,
Go do the splits, please.
Oh, couldn't do the splits, mate. Could not do the splits, imagine that. But no, the two Hearts and Hibs, like, I think it's nice for John McGinn to go back to Easter
that'd be
Road.
brilliant, wouldn't it?
Unbelievable. But Hearts, like, it's going to be a tough game, but Hearts have got to feel confident because they've started the season well. But if Hearts want to make it through, and Hibs, I can't see Hibs because Aston Villa, we look at the result yesterday and the performance, good side.
I think Aberdeen will go through as well.
Think so?
I think they'll beat Hacken, aye. And I imagine you get...
Hacken, they won comfortably as well.
I know it's maybe a bit unrealistic to everyone's, but 5 Scottish teams in the group stage would be unbelievable. But Hibs obviously getting Aston Villa's...
We need to get Lee Johnson credit. He does get a lot of stick, doesn't he? That's a massive result going over there and winning.
I did think the third goal at Easter Road was massive, because I think going over there with a 1 goal advantage, I think would have been tough. But that third goal was huge, and then not even go through, but they actually get a result and draw the game over there. It was a good result.
What are you thinking?
Look at that, Charlie, get that up. That's like
the competitor. Have you shifted the 10,000 cans?
That's like the head of night getting interviewed wearing a full Adidas tracky. What the fuck's wrong with you, man?
Is that Red Bull dead in the wind now? I know Red Bull, what do you call it? The wild thing.
Dog shit. No, do you know how Red Bull is like Red Bull, it gives you wings? What, has Wild Thing got like a...
Wild Thing is your semi in it.
He's your downer.
Opens you up.
Opens you up? What, your ass?
No.
Wild Thing is your floppy.
Opens you up.
Like your dad's bag.
You could fit the full 10,000 cans in your dad's bag.
It's a big bag, to be fair.
Is that where you're keeping it in his bag?
No, they're on my...
Is that a rucksack?
He's a sales rep for
North
Wild Thing,
Face.
innit?
North Face rucksack.
Aye, that's the one you can get the yoga mat, the tappet and all that.
See that day,
You
chat
can
Matt.
fit all sorts in that.
That day,
You can wait for a fortnight with one of them.
that day, chat me down the street, man. He fucking banged my window in the motor, and I was like, "Fucking hell is that?"
Fret and
This
Kev.
fucking this like older version of him staring at me.
Fret
With
and
a fucking
Kev, man.
rucksack. I thought he's want my money.
Some man, innit?
See, back in the day when you used to see like 40 clowns go out a mini, that's back in it. Just all sorts coming out of his back.
Pugs machine with other stuff in the
Breakfast. Sausages like that.
Oh, incredible.
Fucking brilliant.
What do you think? So, put you on the spot. What Scottish teams will qualify? So I feel like you kind of taught the Scottish teams, don't you, a wee bit?
No, like that I don't, and I'm probably honest more than a lot of the pundits in Scotland, aren't they? They want to be liked by every fan and all that. No naming names. But
Is he on this? Is he on another show of this?
no, I'm not going there again. Fucking hell! Wow, that was hard.
Did he pull him up on the Cupid show?
Oh, man,
Aye.
that was horrible, mate.
But you're trying to game a bit?
Nah, he's my mate. Mate, see when he's scary, mate, isn't he?
Staring at you, isn't
But he said to me after the show, he said, I was only kidding you on,
And
but
what about was it when you said about the upset? How's that an upset?
I was Celtic Kilmarnock.
Aye.
But it was an upset winner, but I didn't have anything, I had any minerals to say to him.
he? The minerals. Good word. John McGinn at Aston Villa. Can you only see an Aston Villa one?
This maybe,
Is there any chance?
will Villa play a full strength team? Aye.
He fucking loves this comp, doesn't he?
Aye, I know he's won it about 85 times. They look. See, even the Newcastle game, they battered 5-1. Mate, they still look good in the game.
They're a proper
The amount of
team.
chances they had in that, and then obviously yesterday they've absolutely battered them.
What do you do with your Hibs? How do you go about this?
You've got to enjoy it first. It's a massive, game.
That's a bad start.
How do you do that?
When you know you just go and enjoy
it, man.
yourself, man. Just
No,
go and
but-
enjoy it.
He's worried about enjoy it.
If you think, but when they came out and Villa came out and Sunshine and Leafs playing, mate, what an
What's the giant
experience.
Sunshine and Leaf
Just
for winning
go
it?
off after that.
The first leg's at Easter Road, isn't it?
Aye.
I think you've got to have a go at Easter Road. I honestly do think that.
Do you?
I do. Aye.
Andrew, that could be.
Listen, I'm of the thinking that they shut up shop and be boring and no enjoy the occasion. Will that see you through? It probably won't either. No matter what Hibs will do, if Arsenal Villa turn up over 2 legs, they'll comfortably go through it the next round. So, what do? Do you go and enjoy it, or I think it's a good opportunity to try something.
We're speaking there as
think how that's
if you enjoy it or you go for it.
You only enjoy it if you go for it.
You enjoy it, you go for it, or you sit and you do that as if there's 2 options. Can you not do the 2 of them? Can you not
You
have
like
a
that?
go and press?
You like that?
And then when it's on, you need to sit in a shape and be
If they beat you
disciplined,
first
and then
press,
have a
Like Kilmarnock.
and then have a way to go and press them for there. So if you've got a trigger to go and press and you go whatever that is, and you all go together, why does it need to be go enjoy it and go for it, or we sit in the edge of your box?
And hate
But
it.
that's the thing. I don't think they can just sit in the edge of a box.
I
for
think
90
that's a
minutes
Scottish. I think that could be a Scottish mentality of we're either going for it or we're sitting at the edge of a box. Not the games. It's the same thing, is it? No, you can the 2 things you can do at the same time.
So go and press them high, they beat your first press, drop back in.
Sprint back in, get in a shape with it, and be ready to go again.
Have an out plan when
Have
you
a
win it
clear
back,
way
you
when
go,
you're going to go.
But they've got pace in the team
then
as
what you
well,
do when
haven't
you
they?
get the
They do
ball.
something, yeah. Johan and Boyle could cause them real problems on the counter.
Nah, listen, you've got to. Last week I was quite derogative in saying
Derogative.
like a wee bit like, oh, you're going to get scalped off Villa and all that. This is an unbelievable game for Hibs and for their fans to look back in years. It's going to be an unbelievable occasion. So go and embrace it. As in for the players and tactics, that's way out of my pay grade. So
Your pay grade.
aye, Matt,
Is there also a worry there, like, no want to bring back bad memories? Is there will players be thinking, God, if we go and get beat a 9 here, it could affect your full season?
I wouldn't go to get beat a 9 though, are they?
You never know, mate. They'll take United, but
Obviously,
I'll
I was just about to bring that up. Sorry, Charlie, but we spoke about it last year. That I think the Alkmaar game for yous was the type of defeat that it's affecting you for the next couple of weeks. It's not just like you've just lost a game. Like it's an actual soul destroyer, and it's teams like questioning, like, fucking hell, what are we doing? Like, do you know?
It was a
and it
soul
can
one.
affect you for a while.
It was a soul one, but when I look back at that game, we sat in and we still get beat 7.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? We didn't.
And you actually did have a bit of a go at Tannadice, didn't you?
A wee bit, aye. A wee bit. We got a goal at a good time and we kind of defended our team well, but these games can affect you, and it did. Because I think no long after it, we played Hughes next at Tynecastle. I think it was next. and we were low at the time, obviously, and then Hughes beat us, and then it takes a bit to get confidence back for that.
So see, looking back, where do you think you went wrong in terms of your game plan and over the 2 legs?
So I've questioned it loads, because we win 1-0 at Tannadice playing a certain way. Would you go there and do you change? And that would take a brave management decision, I think. Looking back at now, that their centre backs, their wingers come inside, their full backs went high, and their centre halves had the ball. So what they tried to do was through to their wingers, and he turns and plays with it, and the inside plays with the full back. And if we narrowed that off, they would go full back into the winger, so they'd get there anyway. So they broke your lines. They took 4 or 5 men out of the game with that one or that one and in. So if your lines are compact to stop that one coming in or stop the one going through, then it's difficult, really difficult. So if you go back, what would you do? Maybe go a 5 and match go a 5 at the back and let their wingers go there, have a narrow midfield. I don't know, there's different things you can do, but
I think that's you're talking about like sort of Scottish mentality thing. I think that is another thing with Scotland. Like, see, when you play good teams, they are going to beat your press. They're going to play through you.
Yep.
And it's like,
but
even if they play through you or they beat your press, don't panic. It's like, get behind the ball. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I do think, like, we played a couple of games against Prem opposition when I've watched Rangers, and everyone's like, has their way to sort of press and then frustrate, but there's going to be periods in the game where they're going to beat your press, and then, like you said, it's getting back into a shape and just regain composure and go again.
Definitely, Andy, and I think as well that we call a thing a press sometimes. I've seen teams being set up to press, and in my opinion it's not a press. In my opinion it's you go, but you cover. Done.
Everyone needs to be at it.
Because they just go bang, bang, find the spare man, you're out.
Yeah.
So I think in Scotland people talk about going to Celtic Park and people talk about going to Ibrox and going, you can't press them, they'll do you. Well, hold on a minute, are you pressing properly? First of all, ask yourself that.
Can I ask you a question?
Are you going for it? And by the way, pressing isn't ability. Pressing
Intensity.
Pressing is intensity. Pressing is fitness.
Yeah.
Pressing is running. You could pick up people to run. You just need to run. So to press the ball and win the ball is not to do with ability.
See what you're talking about? Are you talking about a striker pivot press?
Oh, I hate it, mate.
It's my,
it's my worst nightmare. It's the most pointless thing I've ever seen.
I've never seen it work.
No.
Never.
No.
I've never seen it work.
Do you know when it does work, Andy, and coaches think the stair press that's worked?
When it goes to the
When
other
the right
centre
centre half takes it out, the 6 is marked, the striker comes on and he goes, oh no, and he launches it and he goes, my press has worked. Whereas see if he just goes like cross back and goes to his keeper and goes out the other side. Do you know what? Bro, I would do if I was a team that did that. Honestly, I was talking about that yesterday. I just go back to keep them back at the other side, let them pivot again back at the other side. I'd say to my team, try this 15 times and watch them two phone their they'll be fucked.
Well, do you know why I said
They're running
that?
about fucking 3,000 metres.
Do you know why I said that? Because when we played Istanbul Besiktas in the Europa League, Europa Conference League last year, I played 10 with Shanks and we did the pivot press with the strikers, and I was gone after 20 minutes. Because all they done was, see actually when you do get the press right, it's like you says, they crouch back with the goalie and then he goes the other side and you're running 40 yards that way for then him to come back. And you end up that fucked that it just takes once, you're no getting in there, and then they just play that past the
because your 30-yard run becomes a bobble. It's no longer a press after you've done it twice because you feel like that. I am pressed him, but I can't get there.
I know.
It's mad. It's absolutely madness. Do you know what you need? You need the striker to go. You need fair enough if you get your guy coming in here.
Mid to jump up,
but then you need somebody to jump on there.
So we done again. You could watch the against.
Unbelievable. So I'm just going to come to that. Yous were unreal. What a game to watch. Yous went right. That's pressing, mate. That is pressing.
Right
up against them.
Man for man, mate.
Man for man. They can't get out
has to jump up to the 10.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
and it's like you said,
that game.
No. See if I like the pivot. See if I like that press. There is a time to do that. You can do it, but you're not doing that if you actually want to go after a team.
It's not press for me. That's a way to sit off.
The only way you're doing that is if you do want to be compact and you don't want the whole midfielder to get the ball. But see in time, he's going to get the ball because like he says, you can't just keep doing that for 15, 20 minutes.
Good players, when you find one person free, they will find the triangles and they'll just keep popping that ball in you. Everybody needs to go on top. There was somebody put a clip up this morning on a thing I was watching. It was Brighton, and they had like the 6 and was like 3 and the 2. And they had whoever they're playing at the weekend were trying to press them, And every time that the two went for the two, one made sure that he was free, so there was always like the space for to get to him, regardless of how well they pressed. There was always, so that's where you need somebody else to come in and cut him off. But like you say, that I was a striker. Fucking, you go to the right back, okay, then it goes back at the centre half. You go to him, and then he'll come in. But nobody ever came with you. Fucking nonsense.
See, me actually watch Man City, right, who in my opinion are the best pressing team. Everyone talks about them in possession, where they're obviously a joke, but as a pressing team, they're the best. And see me watch John Stones. At times, he's actually close
He's midfielder.
to the 18-yard box of the other team, stepping in with a midfielder.
Yeah.
Like, he's 40 yards away for the other back three or whatever it is, pressing people by falling in.
So some people say, oh, defence is too deep, so you can't press, right? But John Stones goes in there because the guy in the ball, he can see he's not got time because the front throws are doing their press.
Yeah.
So he knows he can go in there because this guy can't get his head up and play behind him.
Yeah.
So he knows it's going to be a short pass, so he can go tight.
Aye.
100%.
See if you go man, this is not me, my views in football, but see if you go man for man with a better team, where you know just playing into their horns.
I don't think it's man for man. I think it's covering space. I think it's controlling space. I think football's about controlling space. And you can control the space when you've not got the ball, and you can control the space when you've got the ball. So
mentally,
I don't think it's a man for man in my opinion.
And sorry, Andy, the mentality side, I think, as a place, see if one person just doesn't switch themselves on,
You're fucked.
you're fucked. Everybody has to be of the mindset and the same thinking, and it's the same when Charlie's talking about John Stones stepping in. World-class players can sometimes, they will see that happening a few times, and then that's where somebody might just fucking go, right, I'll take that in the back foot and I've fucked him, I've caught him out. That can happen. It's the same in a press. If that one person doesn't switch on before you know, pop, they're out, and you think, what the fuck, what happened there? It's because you turned yourself off. It's fucking hard, but
The reason it's no man for man either is because Bielsa done man for man, and Bielsa was literally though,
Game of tag on it.
right, you're the left back, you're marking that right winger. That right winger went over there. The fucking left back's following him. That's not what Man City do. So I'm saying John Stones steps in. If it's the other side, then Diaz is the one stepping in. And do you know what I mean? So it's no actual man for man.
It's no man for man. Exactly that point there. So see
Derek McKinnon should step Aberdeen.
I see if you're not taught it. You get young boys following their man about a training, and you feel like, what are you doing? I'm following my man. Well, what if he goes for a fucking piss? Are you going with him? No, I mean, he's away, he's not, just pass him on. So playing five, the boys that have never kicked the ball before, they just go like that after 5 minutes, like, just stand still, because he just runs onto you and he runs onto you and we're standing still.
Extra 11 and 10, you ever do it?
Aye.
Right,
Man for man,
he's
if
your
he
man.
scores.
You can only tackle your man. See, once he beat him, you like that running next to him, you can't tackle him.
If he scores, you need to do 850 press-ups after training.
What the fuck is it? Good, I like it. Real tactical stuff.
Playing McGinn at Scotland?
Aye.
Did you know right away he was going to go on and...
Well, you would never say David only what he is now, Villa captain and as good a player, but you knew he's a right good player.
Stratton loved him because he brought the bags in for the bus, wasn't it? Remember that?
Aye, that's just a wee thing about his character, but that speaks volumes about the type of person he is in terms of on the pitch. You see that, that for his teammates, he's not a good person to have in your changing room, good lad. You could always tell he was going to be a good player, but to what level you weren't sure, but yeah, he's done brilliant, hasn't he?
Was he St Mirren when he first came into the squad?
I was at St Mirren when we played against him. I remember he absolutely bullied Wanyama one game away to St Mirren, like getting in and bullying. Like, who's this wee guy with a skinhead, like wee stocky guy? Who's this? And see, I think his granddad was not a director at Celtic or something. He was kind of rumoured to try and get him.
Aye. They've got a footballing family, haven't they?
Is he
I think I played against him.
He's a good guy. He's funny.
Story,
Scotland games, his ma brings chocolate in. His ma's one of them brings chocolate in for everybody in the players' lounge, starts dishing out and all that.
She was at Dundee with Paul. She was a nice woman, isn't she? Teacher, wasn't she?
Lovely woman, aye.
The dad was a wee baldy guy as well, wasn't he?
I can't even remember.
I don't know if you have seen the clip of Kovacic when they asked Kovacic who's the hardest person he's played against. The premises, McGinn. Swear to God. Swear to God.
Mate, how good was he for Man City?
Brilliant. Alex McLeish pulled my side before we played Mexico. In Mexico, right? 80,000 at a game. So, pulled my side. McLeish just, it wasn't, some managers take a shine at players that he didn't like McGinn. You could just see it for some reason, right? So, he's got him one-on-one, and I can't remember the name of the stadium. What's the biggest stadium in Mexico City, man? It's whatever, 80,000, 90,000 in there.
Knowledge, man.
So, like, they're in before the game. It's a World Cup qualifier, World Cup friendlies before they go to the World Cup. And before the game, so the fans are in early doors, like getting on it, fucking loud as anything. And I get on the corner, McLeish, she's go, let McGinn like that, talking away to him. So I was like, I love to hear what he's saying here, right? I was like, to John, what did he say here? He's like, you need to stop doing that arse thing. He sticks his arse thing. He's like, stop doing that arse thing. Said it about 5 times to him. Because that's all I've got.
That's not getting there.
Yeah, he's got the greatest arse in football, isn't he?
The best.
Him and Scott McDonald, remember Scott McDonald? Tweets that.
Barry Robson as well. Barry Robson had a bit of that.
His body.
Big Ike was brilliant, wasn't
Legend, man. What a guy, man.
Did you have Faddy on the coaching staff?
Aye, Faddy was there as well.
Faddy?
Brilliant, mate. He was good.
Was he?
Aye.
Did you
Used to
ever
join
see-
in training and all that.
he? You ever seen him go through any boys or that?
Faddy?
I
Nah.
really like that time.
Nah, he was a good one between the manager and the players. He was brilliant for that.
How was he when he joined in?
He was alright. It was all ex-players when they join in, didn't they? They just... Aye, it was good.
Do you play against him now?
Who?
McGinn?
Don't think so, Si.
No.
No, but I heard he's got to Man U. You hear that?
Who told you that?
He's coming up with some rumours today, isn't he?
You read a
He's
paper
a
for
gossip column,
2021
isn't he?
yesterday. That was a rumour. That was the Daily Mirror 2021.
Mate, you need a wee gossip column in the Daily Record,
Aye,
man.
I
You're
love
just
it.
coming
Sweet
along.
wife,
so-
What would that be?
Dear Deirdre, dear Paul.
I've heard.
Dear
mate,
Paul.
The problem is I don't know how I got into it. It was maybe you remember that message Kenny McLean about asking about.
Kieran
Cantwell.
Dillon. Cantwell, aye.
See, since then, players have started feeding me things.
Oh, have they,
Not
right?
in a bad way, but just let me know the info. Do you know what I mean, I'm not like they're not telling me about managers or trying to DM me, but just as a
That's
chat.
a lot of shite.
He obviously has been. He's obviously went and done brilliant. See,
He's
when I
make
played,
up some
he played
lies,
centre mid
doesn't
Dundee. I thought
Feeding me things.
I played centre mid and I thought Kenny McLean was better.
Aye. But well, Kenny's had an unbelievable career as well,
No,
hasn't
Si,
he?
We played centre
I
mid.
played
Kenny
Kenny.
McLean was a joke.
No, I played for Kenny and I never thought he'd have made it.
Made it.
I thought he'd made it.
Didn't he?
No?
He didn't ever really, and then obviously when I kind of stopped playing, he must have just come right through. But at the time, no, he wasn't.
I thought he was good at St Mirren.
Played in 10 at St Mirren. He was
I
really
thought,
good.
I thought, look at watching him, I thought, he's definitely got some unbelievable bond on left foot. I just felt he could have maybe, if he'd have stepped up the gears a wee bit, but that wasn't the style he played. He's had a great football career, good footballer.
There's loads of players like that for the youth teams doing it where like
Aye.
you play against him, you think he's the
Flecky
best.
was the
at his
best
age
I'd
group.
seen.
Right,
Mate, do you know who one of mine was? Sean Welsh.
Welsh was a right good player.
Sean
mate.
Welsh. He's
He's
at
Inverness.
Inverness.
Yeah.
Inverness.
Played with
See when
Hibs,
he was
didn't
at
he,
Hibs,
when he
mate,
was
I
younger?
thought he was like the best midfielder at our age group.
Flecky was out of this.
Was he, huh?
Oh, fuck, he was. I mean, we went to the Euros under 16s and all the boys were coming up for his autograph and pictures and that at that
What?
age.
So he had a tash at 13, mate. He was so quick, so strong. He was just a pure guy. He just get the ball and just run by everyone.
But I think I don't want to say that actually.
We had a guy, Rybo, wasn't the best looking guy. Toy Bunch used to call him Brad Pitt, remember? Don't know why that
For a beer with Rival in it, because that's all you'll get. Rival
He
for
was young
Stirling.
too, wasn't he?
Aye, was Aidan the best?
Ah, shambles. Just to get play the tournament every tournament you went to.
And if he didn't get it, he'd go and ask why he never got it.
That's amazing. Anybody else? What about doing? Sorry,
I remember Rocco Quinn when he was 15. Rocco Quinn ended up playing Ross County and that and having a decent career.
Was
But I
that
remember
everywhere?
thinking this guy's going to be...
Had size 12s at 14, didn't
Aye,
he?
and then as he get older, they get smaller, end up a size 8.
That was me.
Aye, I was the same
was
as
me,
that.
aye.
I was the same as that.
My mum used to get me boots that were 2 sizes too big, so I would just have them for years.
Years,
I used to wear about 4 pair of socks.
What about down south? You see
Aye.
any young players then who have now made like playing in the big clubs? Who came through? It's a great
Cal
question.
Naismith he's called a
Aye.
couple of that. Let's see if you can do
I'm
it.
calling this Archie Gray.
Was David
Who's he
Wills?
called?
Aye.
Who's he called?
He called
Wills,
Reece James,
Wills,
mate,
David
years
Wills.
ago.
Who?
Reece James, when Reece James had just got in the Chelsea team, he's like, this guy
He
will
loves
be a-
him. I went to Wigan the year after he'd been there.
loves him.
I'll never shut up about him.
Aye.
Loves him.
Have you got any?
He actually sent me the video of him saying it the other day. He says, he caned us for it.
Do you know that he played more games in one season for Wigan than he's played for Chelsea since he's went back? That's how many
It's
times he's been
always
injured.
It's a shame, man,
It's a
innit?
shame, man.
What a player.
But he then came on the podcast last year and said about the boy Alex Scott at Bristol City and Bournemouth have just signed him for what, 25 million or
25
something.
million,
The day, aye.
Mate, I played against John Joe Shelby when he was 17, just broke into the Charlton team.
That seems
Holy
amazing,
fuck,
didn't
man.
he?
So
Megged us 3 times in a game.
He's some player.
He cashed off Barry Ferguson in the game I played in.
Actually, what?
He does that in every game he
I've
plays.
heard
in.
Cashed off Barry Ferguson. Barry Ferguson's a millionaire. He cashed him off.
Okay.
What, is in what? Your skin? Call him skin?
He
I
doesn't
can't remember the exact,
was.
but it was like a full blown cash, like just cashed them off.
That's incredible.
It's like getting the old 40 grand, me man. And Barry Fowles was probably on 40 grand for about 10 years.
Remember he went for Fergie? Remember he stuck, he did Fergie?
That's right. Do you know who else is? Do you know who the Swansea captain is? Ashley Grimes. He played for
His dad just came in with your rucksack.
Try to get one of the glasses for bucks back.
Don't want the glasses then. Big Bergos bag.
Ashley Grimes.
16 with Exeter. He's now a Swansea captain. He was a fucking joke.
Position?
Centre mid. Take the ball all day, mate. Pop it in.
Aye, he was at Blackburn on loan, I'm sure.
Was he?
Aye, before, a couple of years before that. Or
Any other youngsters that played?
Tav at MK Dons with me.
Who?
Tavernier.
Did you play with him? Kept that quiet.
Aye, but
You said you rinsed him in the 1v1s.
poor. Surprised here he's went.
Kenny McLean, Tav, anybody else you never thought
No,
of?
but no, listen, Tav was alright, he was just on loan for Newcastle, but again, didn't think he would have went being Rangers captain.
Really, right?
Aye. He was good, like, good.
He was a right winger for Winnie. I remember him at
Came on,
Rotherham. He was a right
Good
winger.
guy. But straight away, like, going forward, you knew he was going to be unbelievable.
Right.
Defensively, not as good as going forward, but I do think he's improved a lot defensively. I know people don't agree, but if he first came in, definitely.
Aye.
Do you know who my one was in that sense? Ollie Butt came on loan to Bradford and struggled big time. And then next year he had an unbelievable. He had an unbelievable year, not
He can
Forest.
make football look hard to watch, so can he?
He really struggled when he came on loan. And literally 6 months later, he was scoring every week for Nottingham Forest and got his move.
She's a cracker, isn't it? Is that Megan McKenna, isn't it?
Aye, she's obsessed with him, but
I know, she loves him.
Who's that?
Megan
Married
McKenna and Ollie
Megan
Butt.
McKenna.
Who has?
Ollie Burke.
Decent.
But she's honestly obsessed with him.
If you
How do you know?
married some
Speak to-
darlings in there,
I
no?
haven't got them.
Is that who else?
He told
Al
me.
Russell.
Oh, Alan Russell.
Al Russell.
What is it?
Megan, I said, did you speak to Megan McKenna? He went, no, he told him. She's obsessed with me. She's obsessed with me. Don't tell her, but
You still know she's a player yet? You played with... You've
I can't even think, mate, honestly.
There's one that you, as a young, came in when they were
Serbian
young.
boy, I played with Scotland under 17s, mate. He was the best I've ever seen.
Well, who's this 15 or 16-year-old that was playing for Dundee United last year?
Rory McLeod. Fletcher speaking about him. He's got a bit.
there's a young boy at Blackburn now. Wharton.
Sam
Very
Morton.
good. But he was younger than me. He was like
I'd like to think he's younger than you if you're talking about a young boy.
too young for me to remember. He was about 2 year older than Josh, so he was like in the academy at the time. But you could see he had a bit. His brother played Scott Wharton, and he's
Right.
playing now. Look out for him. He's good.
Do you know how Fletcher was talking about us playing against Benzema and Nasri? We also played against Ozil at Germany, mate. Oh my
No way.
God. I played sitter, he was in the 10.
Oh, that's the
Fucking
worst.
incredible, mate.
Was he?
Incredible.
My first
Germany,
year.
Falkirk Stadium, mate,
do you know
Germany.
what
You're
played
calling
again.
players that are unbelievable now. You were typical young ones now.
Oh, right.
So
yeah,
who
well,
have you
that's
seen?
it, but I'm just talking about when you played against...
So I got one Ryan, the
He
boy
was a joke.
The boy Royce and Drentham, remember him?
He's a fucking player, mate.
Played against him, but he was that good that night. I think he's going to only be the best player in the world, but he never quite did. He went to Real Madrid and that, but never. He was
never.
unreal.
I remember him. He had was it a Euro 21s? He absolutely ripped up for Holland.
He was unreal. Really
We
good.
played
Real Madrid, didn't
Premier Youth
Real
League.
Madrid, aye.
Joe Cole, West Ham. We
Oh,
played
Joe
West Ham.
Cole when he was
Joe
young,
Cole.
mate. Wow.
He was Michael.
You played
Carrick,
Joe
well.
Cole when he was a kid?
Aye,
Wow.
he was a joke.
Mate, I'm obsessed with Michael Carrick. Could be my favourite player ever.
And then the boy that I played with, the boy that I played with, Sunderland, Tommy Butler, who was also good. He played for Ireland, and he came back from a under 16s tournament, 17s, and he says, "Kyle, I've just possibly played against the best centre half ever," and it was that Philip Mex. Philip Mex.
Mexis, the French player.
I
Yeah,
remember
went to
that. He's
Roma.
been in the hostel. He says, "Big Dunk." He used to call me Big Dunk. He says, "Big Dunk." He says, "You batter everybody." He says, "But you wouldn't batter him. He's brilliant." And then obviously years on, went and played fucking AC Milan and.
Right, Rangers, PSV. I've heard a lot about PSV are really good, and see their manager. No, for me, Peter Bosch, the Baldy boy.
When the Spurs were desperate to get.
See him, say, he's been at massive clubs. Dortmund, flopped at Dortmund after 6 months, sacked. Lyon, flopped there, sacked. He was at, who else was it? Didn't last long. See, when he comes into a team, his fit was brilliant, right? And everybody gets dead excited, but there's something in him that just doesn't work. And his famous one against Dortmund v Schalke, this is the game that kind of seen him out the door. He was up 4-0 at half time. Schalke scored 4 in the second half, and that ended him with it. And I just don't know.
He's got the minerals for it.
Aye, because he doesn't last at any club. If you look at his record, he doesn't last at. I mean, he go to the Europa League final with Man U with Ajax. Never won any leagues or anything. He never won a league in his puff. I wouldn't be overly worried about him. The winger at PSV, see the boy, his name
Bakayoko.
might be got to Liverpool. Has his new turned? Do you know what I mean?
There's a chance here for Rangers,
He's flying the now though.
What did he say?
He took half at half time back at the weekend.
He's turned. I said, have you spoke to him?
Took half at half time, say. The boy maybe got to Liverpool. Has he maybe turned? So if I was
It's when
Rangers,
he turned to maybe turn.
so I wouldn't be overly. Listen, they're a good team. They won. The boy Max Johnson played against them in the last round,
Congrats.
and he said they were out of this planet.
Oh, he's talked to Max Johnson now.
When did he say they were out of this world?
What?
When did Max Johnson say they were out of this world?
In the papers. Genuinely, it was an interview done, and he actually called them world class. They're no world class. But Rangers, I'll tell you now, Rangers can beat them.
Well, they beat them last year, didn't they?
Aye, they can.
I think they need to improve their performances though.
Yeah,
they need
that's the thing.
They need a bigger and better performance. Maybe this is the kind of game they're needing. Rangers maybe a bit more quality and listen, we'd like to see Rangers qualify for the Champions League. It's great for Scottish football, but it's a big ask. But like Andy says, they beat them last year, so there's no reason why they can't go and do it again. But evidence from Saturday would suggest that a struggle against Morton. It's been a struggle the first few games.
But he made a lot of changes, didn't he?
Aye, I think it was 7 or 8 changes. It was a fair bit. Watched the game. Wasn't great. Aye, it was. But I don't know if you've seen Michael Beale's interview after the game where he said how wasteful they were. I actually think that has been Rangers for a while now.
Aye.
Because see the amount of positions they get in where you think big opportunity here, and it breaks down through decision making or a poor pass or a poor touch or whatever it is. I think composure in the final third, they're so close to going and battering somebody 5-6, and it could have been at the weekend against Morton because they did have so many chances, but it's no clicking properly yet, definitely.
Do you think Rangers still need a couple players?
Yeah.
Well, people keep telling Slaney things, so Slaney might be able to confirm
No,
if Barisic is away, because I've seen a bit of that this year. If he's away, I think they need a left back.
I said at the start when I came in and you shot me down in flames, I said wingers they need, and you went, why would you say wingers when you don't play with it? Rang word. I mean, see like Kent, who can come in and he can get in a half turn and dribble at people and take players on. Maybe that type of player. I don't know if
I'm no hoping
they've got
Matondo
that.
can do that.
He was excellent. I thought he was one of the.
I think he's
He's had a
obviously.
couple of good
I think
performances, Matondo.
he's got obviously he's signed for a lot of money and he's got potential, but he needs to be more consistent. He needs to do what he done at the
He's an
weekend.
end product as well,
okay,
Kev.
aye.
He's
Because he's beat that run where he's the big ping for Diag. He's took it unbelievable on the outside of his boot, driven past the fullback, and then he's obviously round the keeper. And he's tried to shoot, but maybe somebody with a bit more about them would just took a touch, brought it back, maybe squared it or put it in.
And that's a prime example of like being wasteful that I'm talking about. The amount of positions you get in like that, and it's not turning into goals, or
They've got to be goals.
in some cases not even turning into a chance. It's like breaking down at the last minute.
But
He Hadji's not happy, is he?
Don't like that.
I don't either.
Somebody's put 10 pence in the wee man.
I'm not having
What
that.
is it? He
at all.
says he
I don't need to prove myself to anybody. That's a lot of
Nah,
rubbish.
no, you do. You do.
That's
Of course,
some-
of course.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to prove themselves all the time.
Aye, that's crap.
And see, before his injury, right? Obviously, I was a teammate with Giannis. Good player. He is a good player. But he says like everyone sees what I can do the year before his injury. He had a good season, but he didn't have an
you're
unbelievable
right.
season. So
yeah.
you're not going to be out for a year and then come straight back into the team and play.
Yeah.
So I think he could be a big player for Rangers, but I disagree with the fact that he's saying that he doesn't need to prove it to anyone.
What, do you think MD will pull him up, dressing him? Yeah, you think that happens?
Well, I think the manager will.
Yeah.
Well, you basically called the manager out, didn't you, in an interview? So
I would just
I
let
wouldn't
him
be
go then.
surprised.
he's not happy with the
So
game.
improve yourself when you go.
Aye.
You, because just saying, because you remember comments had to go at Tyler when he came off. Mm-hmm. Did any of the players pull him after that for that?
I think we had a meeting. There was a few people had a couple of things to say, but
Does that still happen now? Though I don't know if it does.
I don't know if
I
it
don't know
does
if
either.
players are.
No, I think it's different, completely different now.
Yeah.
A lot of individuals
the-
there.
Was that the one that Combs punched the...
The dugout.
was that one, aye?
Aye.
I thought that was Neil Lennon.
Well, do you think managers
Tyler.
just don't accept it now? So see if something that does happen, is there...
Just
You can't accept it, can you?
don't accept
yeah.
it. Sorry.
Him calling him out publicly.
Aye.
No, I think the manager will speak to him.
Aye,
won't
you
he?
can't do that.
That's never
changing rooms,
acceptable
I don't know
any
if it's-
time, actually.
It's getting away from that more.
That's
than
what I
there,
mean,
isn't it?
aye. So see when, like, after if they're all sort of talking and debating about it, would that happen now? If the players now go in and sort it out?
Probably
I don't
not so
even
much
think
sort it out. Maybe I think boys would be more likely to have a laugh with him about it.
Aye.
And try and make him feel a bit better about the situation, knowing that he's probably feeling bad about it. I would think now, more than likely. Whereas maybe back, if you go extremely back to the early in the 90s, or there's maybe somebody pulling him up, or the captain pulls him up and the boys are on him and that, maybe. I don't know, I think football's getting a wee bit away from the players pulling each other up and players having a go at each other, and managers having a go at players.
There's still a place for it, surely.
Aye.
There's a place for it depending on that person, what their comments are and how they're performing. If I was a captain of a team and he's calling it my manager, I'd be going to him and saying, wait a minute here, son, I think your performance deserves you calling it the manager of the weekend. That's how I would look at it.
You see, like with the O'Reilly thing with Turnbull, see if I was a tank, I go, do you think you should be playing ahead of me last year?
Aye.
I think it's similar to the O'Reilly situation. I don't. What is O'Reilly getting coming out and having wee digs at Ange when he's away? I don't understand it.
And how's that going to help Hadji getting the team saying that about Michael Beale?
Why not?
I don't know.
Is that somebody that just wants to win, do you think? Have you come out and said stuff like
What's
that?
he actually said?
He said he respects his decision but doesn't agree with it, and he's not in a position to prove anything to anyone.
He says everyone seen before my injury what I can do.
Aye.
I don't have anything to prove to anyone. But see, as far as I'm concerned, see if you had the best season of your life, you still need to prove yourself again.
Look at Hatate.
You need to prove yourself every week.
Every week, guy.
You do.
But you know, that's maybe taking it. What's the first bit?
He says basically I'm not playing. He says I respect the manager's decisions, but I don't necessarily agree with it.
Which is fine.
But you can't come out and say I don't agree with the manager's decision.
Well, of course you should, because you want to play, didn't you?
But
you don't agree with it. If I'm not playing the team, I don't agree with the manager's decision, but I respect it. Surely you're looking at it and you go, fully agree with you there,
if you watch it, you get what we're saying, because he's.
But then he says he's training shite.
You saying what?
He says he's training shite.
No, I never.
Can I just ask you, what about on Beale? When you played against him, were they good?
I was saying that the other day, I don't think I played against Beale's team.
Did you know?
No, I don't think I played.
Last year were you injured?
Van Bronckhorst, I played at Ibrox with Van Bronckhorst, but I didn't play at Beale, the other place.
And you missed every Celtic game, mate.
Every Celtic game? No, I played one at home, and I played one at home and I came on at one at home. Every other one I get dropped or had a niggle. People thought I was meaning it.
People are reading too much in it. What have you got a favourite manager and player argument?
Barry Ferguson and Matt Gilks, for sure.
What was that again?
Where did they
I've told it before, aye.
What was it?
We were obviously flirting about the relegation zone, and I think Baz just Fergie gave the Sunday Monday off, and Joe just lost the plot. And he was like, I think Baz said something to him, and Joe just basically, Fergie just basically says to him, "You're shite." And then Joe stood up. Sorry. He said that you're shite, and then Joe stood up and says, "But you're training shite." And then Fergie just went, "Aye, but you're shite." And Joe stood up and went, "Tell me I'm shite," pounding his chest. So it's random thing I've ever seen in my life. So two were just stunned, telling them they're shite to each other. You're shite.
Yeah.
And Joe ended up having a world of the last 4 or 5 games of the season. It probably kept us up, I know.
Did I ever tell you that one where it was two players arguing? It was Ketchiani and Big Gordon Gray. Have I told it on here before?
But Gordy used to be the same at Swindon.
So they started arguing. We were in the stadium the night before the game. Can't remember who we were playing. Somebody away, Poland or something. And Gordon and him started arguing about Ketch was practising free kicks. And Gordon's like, "You don't need that tomorrow," winding him up, not mean, as if he's not playing. So Ketch got all touchy and started arguing back and forth, but it went right into the changing room after training. They're arguing again, back and forth. But Ketch used to love watching cartoons, right? He'd always be watching cartoons. Before a game, he'd be sitting in the cubicle before a game, the toilet shut, and he'd be watching cartoons before he get changed. Mad, right into his cartoons. So they were arguing length, and then it got too long getting split up and all that. And then Ketches went, "Just want to go back to my room and watch my cartoons." Right? Everybody burst out laughing, broke the ice a wee bit, right? Everybody laughing. So we get back to the hotel and all that, right? Get up the lift, we're about to not get up to our rooms. Somebody went to Martin McGee's, "Is there a meeting tonight, Martin?" And he went, "Aye, there's a meeting." Somebody went, "Where is it?" And he went, "The Nickelodeon suite." Everybody was
That's not bad.
brilliant, man.
Player manager there.
Just probably Wolves, Mick McCarthy and Gary Breen. We lost a game.
I was there.
Were you there?
I was there. That was right at the end of my time
Play
there.
with each other at Wolves.
Right at the end of my time there, swear to
They were
God.
going to kill each other.
Remember that? It was weird because they were tight as anything.
Aye, that was a
They were
thing. 'Cause
that was like his boys.
he was their team captain and everywhere, Captain Isle and everything, and Mick was like, you're fucking, and Gary Bean was like, and what? You're a fucking shite bag. And they were just going back and forth, and it got to a point where I think 5 or 6 of us had Mick pulling them, and 3 or 4 had, and Bean was just sitting there like that, shite bag. Just kept just calling me shite
that's
bag.
the worst.
And I thought, this is the end of this relationship. It was like a
But was
20-year
it no?
divorce.
Oh, is it? And with alright after it?
I think they kind of kiss and cuddled a few weeks later, but that was in my time playing football, because they were so tight that I'd never seen it.
A shock. I remember
Was
that.
it?
I
You
was,
young guy, yeah?
I wasn't even on the. I must have been in the.
You would have been. You would have
in
been
the changing room. You see the half-time talk or whatever.
and
Mental.
because everybody was talking about, when you're standing outside the changing room, you're going, fucking hell, and I'm sitting there as a sub thinking, do I go and help or do I, and I just sit and watch it, and I was like literally blown away by.
Amazing.
Have you?
Loads, but it's just same old
I don't know if you're about to say this, but have you ever had a big one where you're involved?
I had one with Jim Jeffries. Connor Salmon come on as a sub.
No, you heard that one?
Aye, we've heard that one, haven't we?
Thanks.
Aye, and that was probably my only one that I ever had. I don't ever argued with any managers. I had opinions, but I couldn't win a fucking argument, so I didn't bother.
Aye, so
Rocco Quinn and Kenny McDowell that day at Barrowfield, remember it? Rocco's only 17 or something. Mate, I'm talking close to square going each other.
Remember that? Aye.
That was so
He sent up,
funny.
didn't he?
Sent up, that's right, he got sent up. That was incredible that day, man. Kenny used to join in, mate. He was under 21s, man. He used to join in. See if he didn't like you, mate, he'd boot fuck out you, man. Remember he broke Cartan's foot?
Remember he had Conroy greeting?
Conroy greeting. This is your manager, mate. He used to join in. We had a big Icelandic boy, mate, and Kenny's fucking smashed him, broke his foot out for 12 weeks. The manager, mate.
God.
He used to fucking fling balls at you in that, innit?
Used to fire in, used to play up front and try and pin you and all that. And see if you nicked in front of him and go to the ball, let's go! When did you do that in a game? Start again. Wouldn't he?
What are you doing, you 16, man?
How did they have Conroy greeting?
I think he said something, Conroy went to speak, he went, you've not got a fucking opinion at this club. And then he
Conroy's
just
that
came
great.
from, he like his full character, mate.
He's the big white guy.
I've seen that, mate, he was ruthless, Kenny McDowell, but good one.
He's
Aye.
brilliant, didn't you?
You could tell by how he walked out his motor whether he was in a good mood or a bad mood and what kind of day it was going to be, wouldn't you?
Oh, that's the worst, isn't
Yeah.
it?
You put,
Intense,
see a
wasn't
couple of bad passes start of training, mate, he just run you the full training session, Get in the fucking line. You used to play Doug for about 20 minutes.
Aye.
You did that, what, do you be at Rangers with Kenny?
No,
You?
obviously we
Was I?
You used to play that Doug for about 20 minutes, mate, so it was keeping the ball up, DUG, and if you got beat,
Aye,
you would need to
aye,
go
you
about
go.
like a Doug pish and all that.
Aye.
Incredible, wasn't it?
Oh, funny man.
I think stuff like that's
Sounds
good
fine.
though, innit?
That's gone as well, mate.
Aye,
You'll never
'cause
get
that's
that
like-
now.
What did they do when they, like, it was that wondering whose fault it was?
Was it Shears and
Aye,
Gary?
Celtic and
Aye,
Scottish.
always went to the ear.
Always went to
Always
the
went to the
ear. Brilliant, Kenny, what a guy. Right, last wee bit, what we want to...
Onto the Wolves side, we're onto the Kazakhstan side. Karagandhi. Did Big Virgil van Dijk get dropped that
Drapped,
game?
aye. He played the away leg and get drapped for the home leg.
How was the big man when he get dropped? Was he not fuming there? Can't have dropped
I
Big
can't
Virgil, can you?
remember, but he get
Who was it that dropped him, Lee?
when he dropped him, because he got a wee bit. They weren't direct. They got a wee bit ragdolled a wee bit for their strikers because they were just direct long throws in the box and everything. And he get drapped, and Milo Colo played the home leg, and then but then that was a him after that. That's what was that spoke about his character, him. That would have hurt him, like being like, right, next that's not happening to me again. He was never even close to getting bullied again after that.
You had a couple of shaky performances in Europe, so didn't he, Big Virgil?
Did he?
I was in I actually proper remember that because I was in Marbella that summer with Dylan McGee, and I got like quite tight with Dylan at the time. And he had just signed with Celtic, and I remember bumping into him a couple of months later, and I was like, "Oh, how's Celtic been?" And he was like, "Aye, good." I was like, "What's in your signing?" He's like, "The boy Van Dijk's the best I've ever seen." That is a joke. And then I remember the first couple of games, I was like, "Dylan,
Dexter.
good one." Fuck's sake, you see, man, sorry, that guy. Next thing you know, and he's no wrong, is he? He's absolutely flying.
Right back in after that, and he was never out of the team.
Was there ever a time you worried like he could be a dud here now? Was that never the case with Van Dijk?
Nah, never. If he had a bad game like that, maybe I can't remember thinking, but you might have thought, oh, had a wee slight doubt potentially, but every day in training, I've said it before 100 times, it's like making your own player in FIFA and just put him on 99s. He actually used to laugh at you if you tried to go by him or something. See if you get close to him in a possession box or something. He just went like that and moved you out the way and took the ball. It just... It was embarrassing. He was so good.
Is there times you would like everyone would
No, 'cause it was mainly like
defending.
And one time against Crewe, we played his first ever game, and John Park, because he's obviously helped scout the player on that, comes out watching, and he strides out for the back, and hits a shot for about 35 yards, hits the underside of the bar, and everybody's buzzing. You think, this boy's got a bit. But he had everything.
Have you ever done that at a club? Thought somebody was fucking hopeless at first, and then he turned out to be superstar.
Jackson Ovens probably the only one. I know he's not a massive name, but
when he first came,
never seen it like it when he first came.
vulnerable.
Aye. Didn't know what fit he was.
Didn't know what fight was.
Were you there when
He used to come up with the first team, but he always done kind of alright.
He worked hard, but technically not.
Aye.
But went on an unbelievable career.
He wasn't good on the eye of that, was he?
No.
But he was effective. Did not play brilliant in a Liverpool game, like a pre-season game or something.
Remember his first game v Hibs? He came on v Hibs, and Lenny after the game
No.
went mental, slaughtered him after the game. He said, all the youth team coach have told me you're a good player. Just after, do you remember that? And I was the one, all the sandwiches went everywhere.
Was it? Can't remember. I'm getting it. It's a hard one, that, isn't it? When you're flying at the youth team, probably youth team managers bumming you up to get you in the first team, telling you how good you are. The manager puts you in there, and it's a whole different thing, isn't it? You're playing the pressure of the first team. You've got to go and perform in front of the crowd. You've got to go and do that. It's a tough one.
Mate, that was me at a team, man. Youth team fucking rip up. See, so you went to the first team. Pish, man.
No,
Pish.
I don't believe that for a
No,
second.
pish. You actually found yourself doing things like that. What am I doing, man?
Aye.
I used to play, they used to put me right mid every time I came in the first team, and without that, every time Paul Teff would pass me the ball, for some reason I'd try and flick it in the corner at a striker, mate. Never got to striker
I
one.
know, but you're not even you're a centre mid.
What are you doing, mate?
I know, but you know what? You're
Do you know what I mean? Or I just sent it back to Paul Teff and stunt in the channel.
I can remember you training with the first team when Strachan first came in, and that what you were, I remember thinking, flying.
That was
You didn't
when I was
look nervous to
younger,
me.
after my ankle injury and that, after I went coming to the first team, he's like, what
if
am
they're
I
putting you
doing?
at right wing and all, mate.
Do you know what I think's so different when you're a young player and you think when you're training with the first team, and then when you're older and you look back? I think now, I would always say to young boys, see when you train with the first team, all you need to do is just know look out of place. You don't need to be brilliant.
No.
Don't need to flick balls round the corner and try to score at 30 yards and that. It's like, just don't look at a place. Don't ruin a session. If you don't ruin the session, then you'll be back up.
Well, we had a boy just trained with us this year, Owen, can't remember his second name, 16-year-old young boy, striker. I've seen him before training. Proper nervous, like you forget how nervous you were. And at 16, it was his first second week full time or something. Went and spoke to him. So how you feeling? That? Not really nervous and all that. Well, I says, so what's it can happen? You'll be fine, don't worry about it. Just no way he done. He just ran about, pressed like anything, and all the boys were like, brilliant. And he ran his way into having a few good touches and that, and causing a problem. And brilliant, he was the boy.
Have you not said that about Tierney when he first came up? Just fucking
Brilliant.
smashed everything. They ran about smashing people.
Everybody in training. Not smashing, but just intensity to the highest degree I've seen. And he just played his way into becoming a good player. Through that, he just became gained in confidence and more comfortable in the ball. And starts there, didn't it?
That's it.
You try to run and tackle like Lenny and that, mate. They were so big compared to you, man. You couldn't
have tackled him.
Just do that to you, man. Fuck you.
Aye. You'd get sent in or something for tackling them, wouldn't you?
Defo, mate.
Who you tackle? Fucking Dan. You would have, man. You couldn't go near them.
No, could you fuck? That was the same as Kenny. Lenny would have just picked the ball and go, no.
I sent
He's
him
that
in.
back, send him in, get somebody else up.
I remember I played a 1-2 with Alan Thompson like, in a possession box one day. Doing training where he just done that. The elbow me straight in the
Who
face.
done that?
Alan Thompson.
Lenny done that to me, burst my film for him.
That's what I mean.
But it was not, I didn't tackle him. He told me, you need to get going, and I pressed, he got the ball and I pressed him, he went, fuck.
They were ruthless, mate.
Aye.
I always used to think because you were doing alright and there was a chance to maybe take their placement, or just weren't having it. Remember Mikey McGunchy was flying. He came off the bench once and Ross Wallace was the winger at the time as well. Do you remember that? We were training Mikey, just made his debut, everyone was kind of talking about him. Wallace obviously had maybe never got on that game when Mikey did, so Wallace was starting to think, is this wee guy going to start? Ball comes to Wallace, mate. Mikey goes to press him, he just goes, fuck you, man. I've never seen somebody's face at the fucking. Mate, I think Mikey had to go to the hospital, mate. Fucking Ford stretcher hospital. No, that was Mikey out for about 2 weeks.
Think that still happens now in the modern?
No.
No, it
I
doesn't.
remember getting up to train with the youth team and Ross Wallace scissoring you. Because you're another left-footed player that could potentially play in the left side. And like, but that doesn't happen. No chance. Even back in the day, remember when you used to get put in the first team or whatever, and no matter what position you played, you always just filled in a space. So like you're saying you get put in the right wing.
Mid.
Do you think they do that abroad?
Nah,
The wing Barcelona player in, it's been unreal. Number 6 to go, you playing the right wing just to fill in, didn't it? Probably no, does it?
Nah. But my first time training with Celtic, the 11-year-old kid for Dundee, it was only, in Dundee, it was only 6 of us that trained. Remember what old Sean? Remember the old Irish guy? Right. So it was all different age groups. So Az would be the youngest at 11, Midge would be 13, Wallace would be 15 and Mark Thorne would be 16. First day, mate, nervous wreck, walk up, start doing a possession, Gary Fraser smashes Wallace. Wallace just gets up and goes, fuck you, mate. Smashes the nut on him. Oh my. Bursts his face open. I was at 11. What the fuck is this, man? I came playing with my pals at Celtic Boys, mate, to this. And you're like, what the fuck, man? They were animals, weren't they? Midge scissored you, 11-year-old, mate, the ball come to you. Midge would just go, fuck you, man.
I got mine's just Livy, so it's obviously completely different, but I got day release for school to go and train with the first team at Livy, and they never had any training kit for me. So I wore.
Wear your school uniform?
I wore.
Pair of boots. Still that boy last year.
Pair of kickers on.
Penny Blacks.
They just brought out this mad lost and found box, big tray of stuff, and I wore the purple away Livy kit, the yellow home shorts, and an orange kiss. So straight away my head's gone. Because you know what it's like as a football player, right? I don't care, everyone feels this way. See if you feel shite.
You're shite.
See if you've got a baggy strip on, you know you're playing shite. So straight away I'm going to train shite. It's just like,
mate, Cornoy story is still one of my favourite. Cornoy was, do you know how the reserves would train here and the first team would train there? So if an injury happened in the first team, they would go off and you would shout a reserve down. So somebody got injured in the first team and Gary Pendry, remember what Pendry was like, young boys hated young boys. You had Pendry, didn't you?
Yeah.
So he's like, Lenny, send one of the boys down. And Lenny's like, to Cornoy, right, Cornoy, on you go. So Cornoy starts, as he is, Cornoy kite laid back and Gary Pendry goes, sprint! Show a bit of enthusiasm, sprint down. And Cornoy's to myself like, first team players will think I'm a gimp if I do what I'm told and sprint. So I've just kind of picked up a wee bit, but no sprint, comes back and Gary Penny said, go way back up to the reserves, like to come to your show more enthusiasm. Fuck off. But the best thing is the next one.
Don't know they've been like that.
See the next one, mate. I can't remember who it was, but I've never seen somebody sprint down so quick. The next guy goes
record, bro.
Dang it, I'll eat it all. Oh, mate, incredible.
The only thing I remember as Pendle is the fucking warm-up runs you used to do.
17, 15,
on a Monday after a game. Monday morning doing the runs.
We Telfer loved it, mate. That was his favourite part. It's fuck's sake, get a Boston fuck with runs.
I used to love the story you told on with Paddy McCourt with the runs in pre-season. When he said like he would talk about the runs you were doing 2 days in and after.
He'd go back.
He thought the warm-up was a run.
Aye, he'd go back. Go back for lunch and pre-season trip. Just go right under his covers. He'd lie there and be like, lad, 4-4s this afternoon. He just want to talk about who's doing what pace and what he thinks he should do. Spend the whole afternoon talking about it.
I laughed at that so much because everyone does it, doesn't they? All you do is just think about runs afternoon. You need to talk about it just to get it out your system. Like, my legs are fucked. I can't run this afternoon.
It was when he thought the warm-up was a run. We'd done a warm-up, he thought it was like, fucking run was tough. I was like, bloody hell, the warm-up.
He was unfittest football player ever to play the game, but what a player when he got the ball.
Oh, incredible, man.
Funny,
that
man.
one striking down with the spot in the end of his nose, do you remember that? That's my favourite line in football. It's Gary Pendry again. I told this years ago in here, lining up to do a shooting drill, and Gary Pendry would always talk to me, never fucking silent. What's Paddy got for us? What's Paddy got for us? And Finn Nay would be striking usually a spot in the end of his nose. Colour just drained out of Paddy's face, mate.
Oh, mate.
It's so good, isn't it?
That's genius. That's tremendous.
He used to stop training, it was you that he was. I don't think my heart's ever fucking dropped down at Marshall so quick, man.
He was the most condescending guy in the world when he made you feel that small.
Oh, God, you need to give us a few shouts here or stories.
I think I've told all mine, man.
Did I ever tell you the one when he got hit in the nose with the ball at Scotland training?
No.
So we're playing like an 8 side touchline to like halfway line or something, and they're all coned up and all that, and we're doing an 8 side and we're playing away, and somebody goes down the left hand side, he's standing on the touchline like beside the post, somebody's on the left hand side, fucks a cross in fast as fuck, somebody right back blocks it, fucks him straight in the nose, right? So everybody went, looked away like that, he's like, right, in you come, and everybody's like, oh fuck, he's like, right, have a laugh, get your laugh out the way. So everybody busted laughs, he's like, on you go back into the game.
Fucking brilliant. Amazing. I think that's a stun, lads.
Let's talk about something else.
What else got to talk about?
What we're talking about?
See, instead of pet peeves, what's a bucket list?
That I want to do?
Aye.
Mine is play the Masters.
Jump at a
Augusta.
plane, mate.
I'd love to
Play
play
Augusta.
Augusta golf course.
I'd like a plane, Andy.
Aye.
Jump at a plane. But in Dubai or something, because see if you did it here, it'd be all cloudy.
It'll be funny though, see the jump at the plane thing, right? You realise it's a bag that's stopping you from dying. Like you're
Asda's bag,
jumping
yeah,
out
it's
and it's a
Asda's bag you
fucking
get.
Asda bag that's stopping you from 100 years left.
That's what George has got.
Aye.
There's a guy in your back.
Exactly. There's a guy spooning your ass, meanwhile a bag is stopping you from dying. That. I would never do that.
That happened a few weeks ago. A guy jumped out of a plane, an instructor with a boy, right? And once he had him safe and said, "Well, that's you just release that, you're good to go." He released his parachutes off, he went and see the instructor. Realised he'd forgot to bring his fucking own man with him.
No.
I tumbled to his fucking, that was it, videoed it and everything.
Fucking hell. What a way
I
to
would
end
never
the
do that
podcast.
point.
I'm going to jump at a plane in the next month.
Are you?
But who? So anybody that wants to do it, can you take him it?
Any
skydive.
companies you can, I'm going to do it. I was dying to do it in abroad though, because it's sunny, you'll be able to see down, because here it might be cloudy, do you know what I mean? They know this in Andrews.
They don't take you up if it's bad weather, I don't think.
No, you need to be clear.
So what's it? So your dad, would he go up with the bag?
He would do it, aye.
That's what he's got in the backpack
Double
when
bag.
he goes to
Double bag.
the Weatherspoons. It's a
Refused to
parachute.
take his Bergos one off.
I would like to lie that way coming out, but face to face. Do you know what I mean?
With your dad.
Staring at the skydiver's face.
Skydiving is not for me.
Upside down.
A 69. Imagine a 69. Black coming down.
No, it would finish, because this has been
Aye,
outstanding.
class, lads. Well
Thanks
done.
very much, Charlie, for coming on.
Much.